All right, drop whatever game you're on, fellas. I've got something to say.
Wait, what? I just got my cannons lined up. The Brits are finally on the run down in Jacksonville. Can you hold off for like 5 minutes?
You mean to tell me we're all sitting around waiting on Bush to handle a pixelated empire? I'm ready to go. I got plans, Obama. Biden, where are you, Jack?
Hold on, just scrolling back through the messages. I thought I missed the game night, Barack.
Pixelated empire, I am kicking the British out of the States. Carving the road to independence.
That does actually sound very patriotic and very bigly. Let me inquire once Obama's done rambling.
I'm ignoring that. Joey, you didn't miss anything yet. So I've got a crazy idea.
Another one?
I want to bring you along to my place next week for some Dungeons and Dragons.
Sounds sexy.
I don't know, Obaminator, is it even fun? I've heard mixed things about D&D.
Better than video games, and I figured, why not start big? I've got the place all set up. We meet in person this time. No excuses, Joe. And I've got a great DM lined up, big name, connections.
Big name, you say? I love it. Hope he's not a stickler for all that rules stuff. I play fast and loose with my spells. That's how you win.
Oh, believe me, you'll have the freedom to get creative. But he knows what he's doing, trust me. Guy's got Riz coming out of his ears.
All right, you sold me. I can save the Brits for later, but what kind of setup we talking here?
No grind here, George. I told you I'm taking care of everything. Got all the gear, a whole spread laid out, plus plenty of room for it. Interpretation, just make it here by 7. And yes, Joe, there's food.
Food. Okay, all right, I'm in. Gotta admit, I'm pumped to get back into some good old role play. Last time I played, Gary was showing me the ropes. Long time ago.
Gary, huh? I'll show you some ropes, Joe. Just make sure you show up ready to play. I'm already planning out my tactics.
Tactics. Dude, it's D&D. This isn't the art of war, it's the art of rolling dice, though might as well win big if we're doing this. Right, fellas? Tactics? Dude, it's DD. This isn't the art of war, it's the art of rolling dice, though might as well win big if we're doing this. Right, fellas?
Exactly. And remember, this is going to be epic. Ancient Greece, myth and monsters, all wrapped up in a world of our own making. Just a warning, this DM can throw some curveballs. Stay sharp.
Ancient Greece? Hercules? Hercules, like the old movie? Now we're talking. Man, I might even take notes. Can I bring a notebook?
Bring whatever you need, Joe, but remember I'm coming to win. With my background, let's just say I know a little something about conquering new territories.
Great. So you're taking Athens, huh? All right then, count me in for Sparta. I'll bring the tactical genius and probably some nachos. We're getting there by 7?
Yes, 7. Don't be late, guys. Let's make this first game night 1 for the books.
Don't worry, I'm ready to lead this campaign to victory. Buckle up, boys.
Excellent. See you all soon.
Welcome, adventurers and oh yes, viewers alike, to the inaugural session of our epic Ancient Greece-based D&D campaign. I'm Jeff, your Game Master, or Dungeon Master if you'd prefer, and boy, do we have a journey ahead of us. And for this journey, I'm joined by Barack Obama.
Welcome, everyone.
Joe Biden.
Hi, guys.
Donald Trump.
Hello, America.
And last but certainly not least, George Bush.
Howdy.
Now, before we embark on this grand odyssey, we're going to have a little something called Session 0. This is where we set the stage, outline our expectations, and most importantly, have a bit of fun getting to know each other. So let's kick things off with Barack, my good man.
Well, Jeff, thanks for that enthusiastic introduction. Folks, I'm Barack Obama. I've been playing for a few years now and even taken the reins as DM a couple of times, mostly in 5th edition. I love the strategy and storytelling elements of the game. Big fan of some of the other channels, content, and some of those professional streamers, so thought I'd take a crack at it myself and help set today out. Looking forward to seeing how we can blend these ancient myths and real-world events with our campaign. Really looking forward to extending my creativity into a world not made of blocks.
Marvelous. Simply marvelous. A true veteran in our midst. George, care to introduce yourself? Obama tells me you're a new player fresh to the tabletop scene.
Hey y'all. I'm George W. Bush, yep. First time playing D&D. I've played a lot of video games. Joining these boys in a bucket load like our Minecraft realm, I have played many. Many RPGs, but not yet BG3 though, but I'm hoping some of those general skills will transfer over. This new game, being tabletop and face-to-face, should be a fun challenge, and with the support of you gents, I don't expect many issues. I like fast-paced action gameplay and can't wait to get down to the action. I'm looking forward to slaying a dragon. And that kind of stuff. Thanks, Jeff, for hosting.
Ah, well, marvelous, really. Donald, my friend, let's hear about you, shall we? Who are you? What intrigues you? What makes you tick? And of course, most importantly, what brings you to the D&D table?
Well, Jeff, everyone knows me. Do I even need to introduce myself? I'm Trump, the Don DJ T-Gold Don Boy. Him, I've got plenty of experience. Tremendous experience, really. I have so much tremendous experience in leading teams, making deals, and being the best at everything. I've led teams to victory in every game I've played. I know what it takes to win, and I plan to bring that winning attitude here. Leadership is my strong suit, no doubt about it. Never played D&D specifically, but I'm a Baldur's Gate and XCOM vet, so I expect you all to be surprised. I'm here to win and win big. Just like life, D&D is just another game where I'll be the best there ever was.
Ah, yes, indeed. Confidence. Oh, it's quite crucial, isn't it? Biden, my good friend, it's your moment. What tales do you bring?
Hey folks, I'm Joe Biden. Well, it's been a while, I have to admit. Played back in the day, a different edition. Can't remember which. My good friend Gary introduced me when he was first getting into writing. Things may have changed, but I'm excited to dust off the old skills, roll some dice, and crit some goblins. Might be a bit rusty, but I'm here to learn and have fun, make friends along the way, and hopefully save a damsel in distress. Yeah, feeling a bit rusty, but ready to jump back in and see where this adventure takes us. Let's get rolling, Jack.
Absolutely splendid. Now, before I ask, I might say throw it over to the team for a bit of inquisitive banter. Let's review a few key campaign guidelines we've already sketched out off screen. We're mostly talking stat blocks. Our adventurers have rolled the proverbial dice, and we stumbled upon a rare statistical curiosity where someone, I won't say who, rolled beneath the minimum threshold for class viability. A marvel of probability, wouldn't you agree? But fret not. Tonight they and everyone else gets another go, keeping the superior result of the two rolls, learning and rolling a journey of discovery together. Level ups will be as grand as the milestones we achieve together. As the sagacious guide of our tale, I'll discern when the party has flourished sufficiently to ascend to new heights, often tethered to the march of our main quest. For our journey's progress, expect substantial, well, a sort of XP type reward for pivotal quests to work towards the milestone leveling progress in my hidden tracker. And for diversions and side paths, perhaps a sprinkling of riches, magic, or other enticements to enrich our narrative fabric. I urge any intrepid souls contemplating the blending of paths multiclassing to confer with me between sessions, especially those new to this enchanting world of spells and serpents. It's all about honing your prowess and carving your own legend after all. Splendid. Then, with no further ado, let's plunge into the world you'll be delving into. Our adventure unfolds in a wondrous tapestry woven from ancient Greco-Roman mythology, set against the backdrop of circa 188 BC during the illustrious 148th Olympiad. I mentioned that for a reason. My aim for this, you see, is to paint a rich picture of a realm teeming with gods and mythical beings, each imbued with an enchanting hint of fantastical allure, a canvas where the lines between history and legend blur in the most intriguing of ways. Now, let's delve a bit deeper into the world awaiting your exploration. As you make landfall at a bustling port on a picturesque Greek island, you're drawn by the enigmatic summons of a figure known only as the Akedemik. His call has spread far and wide, seeking mercenary adventurers like yourselves for tasks cloaked in mystery. This island marks but the beginning of our journey, a gateway into a realm where mythological beings, historical figures, and fantastical elements converge in a rich tapestry of intrigue and adventure. Any questions before we embark on this thrilling odyssey?
This sounds really cool. What kind of jobs are we talking about here? Are we able to wander anywhere like Obama says?
Ah, Bush, the eager explorer. The specifics of your missions will reveal themselves as you journey onward, but anticipate a thrilling blend of combat, political intrigue, and uncovering ancient mysteries. It's an expansive world, brimming with opportunities for exploration and discovery. As for wandering, indeed, you'll have the freedom to roam and delve into the secrets this island and the world beyond holds. There will be plenty of opportunities for side quests and, shall we say, misadventures, so we can only imagine you will find what you are after, George. Obama, I can see you. Any thoughts on our upcoming exploits?
How flexible are we with the rules? Can we get creative? Or are you a stickler of a DM?
Obama, probing the depths of our game already. Exactly the first question I'd expect from any veteran player. I believe in the art of bending and breaking rules if it enriches our adventure and adds to the narrative tapestry. As long as it fosters fair play and enhances the storytelling experience, I'm fully on board. Creativity, my friends, is the spice that flavors our journey. Cool rules, some might say.
That's what I like to hear. We need to think big, go beyond the ordinary. Make D&D great again. Enough with the nerds owning it.
What about the gods? Are they straight out of D&D mythology, or do they have a fantasy twist?
Biden, delving into the divine. The gods you'll encounter are a delightful blend of mythological figures with a touch of fantasy flair. They are powerful, unpredictable, and their influence will shape your journey in fascinating ways. We will draw upon historical as well as canon influences. Think they are based on traditional myths, but with some tweaks to fit our world better. Think of them as characters in our story with their own quirks and agendas. They'll be familiar yet surprising. And remember, the gods in this world are very much active and involved in mortal affairs. I aim to keep the focus on the Greco-Roman gods. However, I will not control the party and who they choose to align with, as long as I enjoy the story.
So can we interact with these gods directly? Maybe make deals or alliances?
Ah, Trump, a curious mind indeed. The gods in our world are dynamic entities capable of great influence over your journey. Your interactions with them will define your path, whether they become your staunch allies, formidable foes, or something in between. Remember, their intentions can shift like the winds, and while you may choose to disregard them, their presence will resonate through your adventures. Piety holds sway here, drawing from Theros' piety, mechanics, and other inspirations. I've imbued our game with a unique twist on divine interaction. This is something I will track behind the scenes. Gaining a god's favor may grant you boons, yet it may also demand, unfortunately, sacrifices. Consider this fair warning as you navigate these divine intrigues.
And for someone new to all this, how does magic fit into the D&E world?
Bush, an insightful query, certainly. Much like the power of life in our own reality, magic in our D&D world is a rare and potent force. It's not something you'll find in every village, but rather concentrated in academies and cults devoted to its study, often under the patronage of powerful deities. While magic items are treasured and sought after, they're not everyday commodities, yet low-level enchantments are relatively commonplace in the right circles. Spellcasters, whether revered as wise scholars or feared as wielders of formidable power, play pivotal roles in shaping our landscapes. Most towns are aware of magic's existence, and royal courts typically maintain their own mages, but enchantments on everyday tools are far from common among the common folk.
Interesting, Jeff, thank you. Speaking of these cults and academies, are there any major factions we should know about?
Obama probing into the power dynamics. Indeed, you'll encounter various factions striving for influence, from city-states and clandestine cults to independent rogue groups. Each faction harbors its own ambitions, offering you both alliances to forge and vulnerabilities to exploit. You'll recognize names like Athens, Thessaloniki, and Sparta, though many others will be unfamiliar. Embracing the rich cultural diversity of the Mediterranean, we'll use racial languages rather than historical ones. While humans are ubiquitous, certain races may dominate specific regions, influencing the languages spoken and even the currencies used. A gold piece is a gold piece, though I won't have anyone exchanging their drachma for denarii.
I'm interested to hear more about this gold, but first, what about our characters' backstories? How much should we reveal today?
Keep your backstories close to your chest for now. Drop hints, make cheeky slips if you must, but let the big reveals unfold naturally during the game. This way, you'll have the thrill of discovering each other's characters in the heat of the moment, adding to the intrigue and excitement of our adventure together.
What about player Vs? Player interactions. How far could we go with that? I'd hate to anger my friends into violence against me. That would be scary. I've seen their tempers.
PvP is only on the table. Biden, any conflict should serve the story and enhance the fun for everyone. No permanent consequences without mutual agreement. It's all about keeping the game friendly and engaging. No player Vs play where it feels like preying on each other. This is something I am strong on.
Sounds good and fair, Jeff. As I'd expect. If they do come up, how do we handle disagreements or rules debates?
I'll make the final call to keep things moving, but I'm open to discussion if it improves the game. And for our viewers, feel free to leave comments and insights, but remember, we're here to have fun and grow together.
So what can we expect when we arrive at the port? Any immediate challenges or opportunities?
The port of Livaday. I won't say much today, George, but it's a bustling hub of activity filled with merchants, travelers, and of course other adventurers. You'll meet the Akedemik, and he spells it Akedemik, by the way, and it is he who will set you on your first mission, should you choose to accept it. There will be plenty of opportunities for exploration, intrigue, and maybe a bit of mischief and mischeg, and of course plenty of chaos.
How interactive will the environment be? Can we influence events or create our own side quests? That's my favorite part of D&D.
Absolutely. The world is very much alive and responsive to your actions. If you want to create side quests, make alliances, or stir up trouble, go for it. Your choices will shape the world and the story. I wholeheartedly encourage it. There's nothing quite like the unscripted chaos of improvisational D&D. That's why I'm here today. And I hope you all embrace and echo these sentiments as we embark on this adventure together.
What about the historical elements? How accurate are we sticking to 188 BC? Do I need to read a history book?
You mean your diary?
Good question again, Biden, very good question. We're taking some creative liberties for the sake of fun and storytelling. While historical events and figures will be woven into the narrative, don't be surprised if things aren't perfectly accurate. It's all about crafting a rich and engaging world. I'm sure this is a relief, Trump. I'd actually encourage you not to delve too deeply into historical accuracy. We won't adhere strictly to historical details, so getting too immersed in facts might lead to confusion in our fantastical setting. Plus, you might stumble upon spoilers inadvertently.
How should we approach our characters' personalities and goals? Should they align with the historical context?
Not necessarily, George. While your characters can be influenced by the setting, they should ultimately reflect your creative vision. Their personalities, goals, and motivations are entirely up to you. Just ensure they fit, at least mostly within the world we're crafting together. For our audience at home, there are no predefined race, class, or perks that a player must adhere to.
What about in-game talking? Are we allowed to communicate even if we are at a distance?
Certainly, out-of-game discussions and planning are free and encouraged to ensure everyone is on the same page and having fun. In-game communication should stay true to the character's knowledge and abilities, maintaining immersion and narrative coherence. This approach helps keep the game engaging and the storytelling consistent. So basically, let's just try and keep metagaming to a minimum.
If I am feeling particularly cheesy, are there any traits that are excluded? If you don't say it tonight, it's not banned for future. That's how it works, trust me.
Absolutely. Trump, I'm all for players bringing their own flavor and style to the table. If you feel like diving into some cheesy tactics or traits, go right ahead. Whether it's playing a halfling with lucky and chronergy spells or any other creative combination, let your imagination run wild. This world is yours to explore and enjoy as you see fit. Just remember, the aim of the game isn't to be the strongest in the world, unless it is.
The big question. What happens when one of us dies?
Yes, the big question indeed. Obama, what happens with resurrection magics? Well, I'll handle that when it becomes relevant. As for death itself, you'll be out for the session, or maybe a bit longer until your new character is ready to step into the fray. I'm quite flexible about how you create your new persona, but it should feel distinct from your previous one. None of this my character's sibling who is the same race. Background in class, think of a character death as giving you room to be creative and change things up a little. Now, about those dramatic moments when it comes to death saves, I prefer to keep the tension high. I'll roll those behind my screen to keep things fair and unpredictable. Only you, as the affected player, will know the outcome. To the rest of the table, it will be a mystery to create a little excitement. And remember, no in-game talk from deceased players. Let's keep the focus on jokes and banter to maintain the immersive experience. The same goes for unconsciousness, naturally.
Wow, heavy. So I want to know if my partners are living or dying? Sounds like I might need to reread the death save rules. Anything else we need to prep before the first session? I have written my character sheet out as Obama suggested I should.
You need only to bring your filled character sheets and your adventurous spirit, your sense of wonder, your readiness to delve head first into this new world. In our first session, you'll arrive at the port to meet the Akedemik, and from that point onward, the world awaits your exploration.
Why would you agree to this, Jeff? Working with this lot, I guess me too, won't exactly be easy. It never is like, Trump, come and save me from this pillager raid. Trump, come and save me from this super muted gang. It's always the same.
Well, you see, it's a thrilling challenge, yes, to weave tales for such diverse, illustrious minds. The blend of strategy, drama, and humor, it's tantalizing. Crafting a world of myth and magic, bending rules for creativity, it's all about the unpredictable excitement. I am also simply relishing the opportunity to practice my impersonations of some of my good friends who I am sure you will get a kick out of when you recognize them, plus the chance to grow, connect, entertain. It's irresistible. Let's embark on this extraordinary adventure together, shall we?
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Jeff.
This is going to be huge. Subscribe if you want to follow along.
Yeah, let's get started already. I'm tired. What are we waiting for?
Well, I can't wait. Let's do this soon.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone. That wraps up our session 0. To our viewers, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for our first real session where the adventure begins. See you soon.
Folks, I just want to take a moment to say a big thank you to everyone who's tuned in. The reception to session 0 has been beyond anything we expected. It's clear we've got an incredible community here, and we're excited to keep this adventure going. Now, we're aiming to get new sessions out every week or two, but as gamers who love all things pop culture, there'll be breaks here and there for other content we think you'll enjoy, whether it's gaming streams, nostalgia deep dives, or whatever else piques our interest. We welcome all feedback, so please comment any thoughts, ideas, ambitions, or insights you may have. There is a special prize for the first to identify the BBEG, so stay tuned, because we've got a lot more coming your way. And once again, thank you for the support. It's been amazing. Let's keep building this journey together.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, welcome everyone, players and audience alike, to our maiden voyage into this splendid D&D campaign. I'm Jeff Goldblum, your humble dungeon master, and I'm joined by the fantastic Donald Trump.
Hello all.
The spectacular Barack Obama.
Glad to be here, thank you.
The amazing George Bush.
Thanks, Jeff.
And the dashing Joe Biden. And do we have a tantalizing tapestry to unfurl for you. Before we dive into the thick of it, let's set the scene, shall we? Picture, if you will, a sun-drenched harbor nestled against the craggy cliffs of a Grecian island. The sea, it's this, mesmerizing expanse of azure and emerald sparkling under the caress of the sun god Helios' rays. Waves lap gently against the shore, sometimes breaking on hidden reefs, whispering ancient secrets as they, retreat back into the deep. Towering above the shoreline, the cliffs, rugged and imposing, stand as silent sentinels, their faces etched with the passage of time. Oh, the history they must have witnessed. Here and there you see tufts of wildflowers clinging to the rocky crags, their bright petals a defiant splash of color juxtaposing the exposed gray stone against a backdrop of brown hills that make up the island. Now you cast your gaze downward and you see the port itself, a bustling hive of activity. Greek houses with their iconic, beautiful whitewashed walls and terracotta roofs huddled together as if sharing whispered gossip. Narrow cobblestone streets wind between them, alive with the vibrant tapestry of daily life. Vendors call out their wares, trying to attract the attention of passerbys, the scent of fresh olives, baked bread, and exotic spices mingling in the air. Amidst this delightful chaos, ships of all shapes and sizes bob gently at anchor. Their sails, some furled and others billowing gently in the breeze, tell tales of distant lands and perilous journeys. Each vessel is really a world unto itself, I guess, with crews as diverse as the stars in the night sky. You throw your mind's eye back a moment? Picture this, if you will. The day's journey down from Athens, a fleeting, tantalizing taste of adventure. You all found yourselves aboard a modest, weather-worn vessel, its timbers creaking with the tales of countless voyages. The crew, a motley assortment of rough-hewn sailors, moved with the practiced ease of those who had long made the sea their home. Their eyes, ever watchful, scanned the horizon, while their hardened hands deftly managed the sails and rigging, a dance as old as time. More importantly, 3 other passengers, suspiciously looking just as out of place as you feel, seem to be looking cautiously yet curiously around, taking these sights just as you find yourself doing. The remaining passengers are a diverse assembly, each with their own secrets and stories. There is a merchant, his fingers adorned with rings that caught the light as he nervously counts his goods, making sure they have all arrived. A robed scholar, furiously scribbling notes in an ancient tome, oblivious to the world around him, the robe signaling an acolyte of Hermes, the god of heralds, travelers, and merchants, among other things. A pair of musicians, their instruments cradled lovingly, occasionally strumming a haunting melody that floated on the breeze. And there you were, our intrepid adventurers, each keeping to yourselves your thoughts a maelstrom of anticipation and curiosity. The sea breeze tugged at your cloaks, and the rhythmic rise and fall of the waves became a backdrop to your silent contemplation. You exchanged glances, perhaps a nod or a fleeting smile, but words were scarce. The shared journey hinted at the bonds yet to be forged, the adventures yet to unfold. As you disembark, your feet meet the solid stone of the dock, and the world of adventure unfurls before you. The air is thick with possibility. Yes, each breath you take tinged with the promise of the unknown. You are here, drawn by the summons of a mysterious figure known only as the Akedemik. His reputation, it's quite something. Whispered in taverns and markets alike, a collector of antiquities, a seeker of the extraordinary. But who is he really, and what does he want? What tasks await? That, my friends, is the tantalizing question. As you step forward into this vibrant new world, know that every choice, every twist and turn will shape the destiny that lies ahead. So take a moment. Feel the afternoon sun on your skin, the breeze in your hair, the hum of life all around you. Let the spirit of adventure seep into your bones. For now, we embark on a journey of myth and magic where the gods themselves may watch with bated breath. Welcome, my dear adventurers, to the island of Seriphos, and welcome to the beginning of a tale for the ages. This brief voyage was but a prelude, a whisper of the epic saga that awaits. As the island drew closer, its cliffs rising majestically from the sea, the anticipation grew, the air thick with the promise of the unknown. And now, with hearts alight with the thrill of possibility, you find yourself on this busy dock, ready to begin your grand odyssey early in the morning sunshine. You all look around and notice those 3 passengers that stood out to you on your journey stop and retrieve, just as you are, a familiar-looking scroll from their belongings. The scroll that brought you here, a promise of wealth and adventure from this mysterious Akedemik. And now, as you depart your maritime transportation, my daring pathfinders, I hand the reins to you all, to begin the shared tale of our adventure.
Greetings, fellow travelers. It seems we all took the same boat here. I'm Ariston, hailing from Athens, student of the Divine Academy and worshiper of Apollo. I can see the 4 of us are holding the same flyer, so it looks to me like we're here for the same reason. Everyone can clearly see Ariston's an Asimir, with dark skin that in moments of darkness, on your journey below the deck, you may have noticed glows faintly with divine energy. I am clad in an elegant black wizard robe trimmed in gold that also catches the daylight. He carries himself like a scholar, but also a student of the people.
Yeah, I noticed you too. You stood out like a, Hey guys, what's like an ancient Greek equivalent of longhorn at a petting zoo? You know what, never mind, let me start again. Yeah, noticed you two names Taurus. I'm from the clan Longhorn, bound to the Lone Star Band, a darn near army of fearsome warriors with a legendary reputation which I am sure precedes me. Guess you're all meeting this Akedemik fella too? Anyone know where to find him? Oh yeah, and Taurus is a sturdy minotaur with iconic horns reminiscent of a Texas longhorn. I am wearing practically no armor, just an open-faced helmet, and has a straightforward demeanor with a powerful build ready for combat.
Donovan, perhaps you've heard of me. I'd be surprised if you hadn't. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to get things done. So let's not waste time, shall we? That was Donovan. Make sure you take note. A human sorcerer with a commanding presence stands tall in his finely tailored attire. You wizard, where are we headed? Donovan heads off down the pier before waiting for an answer.
All right, folks, no point in just standing around out here in the hot sun. Let's see if we can find a port master or a friendly innkeeper to point us in the right direction. Donovan, I'll follow your lead.
Trust me, you'll get used to it.
Heck yeah, count me in too. I'll follow along. Let's get this show on the road. Ain't no sense in lollygagging, wasting time out here when there is some honest work to be done.
Hey fellas, wait up, I'm Bixby. Seems like we're all here for a similar reason, chasing after this, what's his name? This Akedemik character, right? Hey, we might as well hop to it and see what's in store for us on this tiny island of, never mind. Let's get to it. And guys, Bixby's a hunting gear-equipped Harrigan with a gentle, calming presence. And if you don't know George, Harrigans are cute little bunny people with the big floppy ears and all. His fur is short and pristine white, and besides utility items, he wears minimal clothing, but that he is wearing bears the crest of a foreign king I doubt anyone here recognizes. He has a bow slung across his back and a large quiver filled with different types of arrows. I chose him because he is cute and soft and looks like he needs a snuggle.
As you all, make your way down the pier, eyes scanning the quaint town of Levati, you take in the sights and sounds of this bustling port. The first row of buildings closest to the water is filled with fishing and boat building shops, their wooden signs swinging gently in the breeze, small shrines to the mighty sea god Poseidon near their front doors. The scent of freshly caught fish and varnished wood fills the air, mingling with the salty sea breeze. Moving inland, the next rows rise gradually, revealing small temples and notable buildings scattered among the houses, their marble columns gleaming in the sunlight. The chatter of merchants and townsfolk adds to the vibrant atmosphere. Above the main township, nestled in the hills, are a smattering of estates and buildings. Oh yes, a picturesque scene, wouldn't you say?
All right, folks, let's keep this professional. We may not know each other, but we have a common goal. You all spoke fairly to the deckhands and crew of our recent maritime vessel, showing grace and courtesy, so let's focus on that. Any issues? No? Very well. Stay vigilant, and let's find out what awaits us.
Fine by me. Just point me in the right direction when it's time. I'm ready to get moving.
Good. I said it before and I'll say it again for those of you who need it. I'm here to get things done, not make friends. I have plenty of those, so many nobles, kings, and magnates. So I agree, let's keep it moving and keep the respect professional. And I agree again with myself that a tavern's as good a place as any to get information. Follow me, people.
All right, let's see what this Akedemik wants. Then we can figure out what to do next. Hey, wait up, folks. Looks like we're all after the same thing, hopping after this Akedemik fellow. So why don't we just stick together and see what's up? Let's get to it.
Very well. Let's keep our wits about us and uncover what lies ahead.
You know, I've found that buying a few drinks often gets the barman talking, even though I don't drink often. Follow me if you can keep up.
Well, I'm the fastest here, and all this water around is making me thirstier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I reckon a drink sounds mighty fine. And if that barkeep can give us some directions, well, that'd be even better.
Donovan, my newest friend, do you happen to know this island of Seraphos? I must admit I don't often venture off the mainland, so I'm not too familiar with it. What can you tell me about it?
Alas, no, my small white friend. I try my best to avoid these decrepit little mining towns. That's what I have servants for. I just know my way around everywhere. Natural talent. Spades of it really at all areas, especially directions.
Jeff, is there a bar nearby? If so, can I grab its name?
There is indeed a bar at the end of this wharf where Donovan was walking. Its entrance reveals its name, the Sailor's Stemma, marked by a weathered sign swinging gently in the evening breeze, its paint faded and peeling.
Donovan, you have a knack for stating the obvious, don't you? Indeed, the Sailor's Stemma, an obvious name for an inn, does seem to be the perfect spot for sailors, fishermen, and tourists to gather. It's practically a beacon. Let's head there and see what we can uncover. With any luck, we'll find someone who can point us in the right direction. And keep an eye out for any cloaked figures in dark corners. They are always worth speaking to.
I see you have some natural talent too, Aasimar. You know, I just met you, but it's a shame you were born how you are. You could have made something really tremendously great of yourself. Who knows, stick around me long enough and something small, very small indeed, but great, really tremendous might rub off on you.
Listen, Donovan, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt for now, but let's keep it respectful. If you've got something to say about me, make sure you explain it clearly. We're all here to work together, and I'd prefer we keep things professional if you can't be friendly.
No, you have got me all wrong. I didn't mean it like that. Typical of someone of your kind to jump to the worst conclusions. Always assuming the worst of people.
All right, everyone, let's not rush things. We've just met, so how about we get ourselves a drink and figure out our next move together? Jeff, we'd like to head into... Wait, no, we'd like to hop into the bar now, please.
No, Bixby, wait a second. I've had enough. That's not acceptable. I need to understand exactly what you meant by my kind, Donovan. When you say my kind, what are you referring to? Aasimar aren't all the same, and I expect clarity and respect when you speak about others.
You think I have a problem with Aasimar? Some of my best friends are Aasimar. One of my first maids was half Aasimar. I think she was blue skin. I assume it's the same. No, your kind being nerds. All your time spent in the books, not ever mingling with the good fine people of Greece. You can see the results of your social ineptitude here. Now, if you're quite with your little hissy fit, nerd, I have things to get done, and I don't want to keep this young man waiting any longer. Yes? Okay, I can order? I'd like 4 ales, please. The rabbit is going to pay. You folks okay with that? Ales always hit my spot after a long voyage, nothing like liquid bread and alcohol to provide a bit of energy to a starved fella.
I guess I can afford it. What will it set me back? Does anyone know how money works yet?
We'll get to that shortly, Joe. As you all head inside the bar, the atmosphere is subdued, with only a handful of locals scattered about. The dim light from a few oil lamps casts long shadows across the wooden beams and rough-hewn tables. The bar is an old, sturdy structure, its surface scarred by years of use. Behind it, shelves lined with dusty bottles and earthenware mugs hint at the establishment's age. The air is thick with the scent of aged wood, mixed with the faint aroma of ale and smoke from the hearth at the far end of the room. Maybe a hint of old fish to polish it off. A few patrons glance up as you enter, their eyes curious but not unfriendly. The bartender, a grizzled youth, a man with aging and wisdom beyond his years, gives you a nod of acknowledgement, before returning to his task of polishing mugs as he addresses the party.
No need to rush on my behalf. We've only got regulars in at the moment and they are all covered for. Plus, your bickering is the highlight of my day. Settled on the ales. That's 2 silver today. While I pour these, any chance you want to tell me what brings you to our fine little island? You're not fishermen and any tourist would be dressed more appropriately.
What did you say about my outfit? This is custom tailored, finest materials you can find. Bet you haven't seen craftsmanship like this before. Jealous, huh? I get it. Not everyone can pull off this level of style and class.
I meant nothing by it, just that it's not beach attire.
Well, I reckon I shouldn't be telling you this, but you seem trustworthy sort of folk. We're looking for the Akedemik. Heard of him?
You're kidding, right? I wonder if I've heard of him. Starve, have you heard of him?
The Akedemik? Let's see, no, don't ring a bell.
What about you, John?
No, never heard that name either.
Oh, that's quite disappointing to hear. We were hoping you'd be able to give us a lead on the hum. The guy we are looking for. It seems we might have been led astray. I trust you understand our predicament. We'll need to figure out another way to find him. If you happen to think of anything or if there's another way you can assist us, please let us know. We appreciate your time and hope we can still find a way to get the information we need.
Bixby, he's clearly having a laugh at your expense. Everyone here knows the Akedemik's name. They were just toying with you. Don't let them get to you. We need to stay focused and find the right path forward.
You're an astute one. The Akedemik is half this island's economy by himself. Between him and the mine we get by. Fishing helps as well. Anyway, he owns this pub and about 4 other businesses in town. So yeah, you could say I know him. You lot more adventuring types, right? You don't look nor talk like merchants looking to trade.
Well, you got that wrong. I'm an excellent merchant, the best in all of Greece when it comes to making a deal. Sealing sales is what I do best. And I do it tremendously well. Now, did you bring that up because you have anything to trade worth my time? Or are you just wasting it? Because I doubt you do, but I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised.
Well, I guess not, besides information. Want to make a deal on where the Akedemik is? Mr. Wealthy Successful Merchant and Co. can afford a few gold for the poor bartender with the answers. I'll throw the drinks in too.
Thank you for your insight, Donovan. Sir, I only just met this gentleman on the pier, and I must say I'm equally taken aback by his arrogance. Yes, Donovan, I did say it, sir. Could you please share your name with us?
My name is Zethos, son of Olkmanon, barkeep at this fine establishment, the Sailor's Stemmer. Your friend should learn to keep his tongue behind its lips. He's too slight to be bringing any of that soft city folk talk to these islands. I'm a calm man compared to most you'll find.
I understand, sir, and echo my dark-skinned friend's sentiments. We only need to know the way to the Akedemik. Surely you can help a traveler out.
Not often we get a herring venturing through town. As a man who owes a lot to Aphrodite for my beautiful family, I will give you this. For 3 gold, I will give you the round of ale and tell you where he is. At least one needs to come from fancy robes, loose lips though.
Thank you so much for your time, mister. Here's a gold from my purse, Obama. What was it? Your name?
Aristos, my name is Aristos Bixby, and Zethos, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I appreciate your help in this matter and would be more than happy to offer you a gold coin for your services. It's always nice to connect with someone who knows their way around whichever fine town one finds themselves in.
Hey, y'all, don't leave me out. I can make plenty more gold from the coin purses of the slain.
While I appreciate the contributions, I need Mr. Deals to pay a tax for how he spoke to me, if you want the answer.
Donnie. No, it is Donnie.
3 gold for a simple location? That's robbery. Do I look like some gullible tourist to you? I'm not here to throw money around for scraps of information. Now, either you tell me what I need to know for a fair price, or we find someone else who values a repeat customer. Your call.
Come on, man. Don't give us this malarkey.
Donovan, you heard the man. You either do what he says or I'll have to persuade you with my acts, not my words. Your choice.
He no need, Taurus. I have so much gold parting with a measly one means nothing to me. Here you go, Zethos, son of Ikmenon.
The bartender eagerly scoops up 3 of the gold pieces on the table. At this point, the whole bar breaks out into a howling laugh. Zethos is turned away from you and to the eagerly watching crowd. And just so you new boys know, you know for the next time I would have allowed a persuasion roll if you had tried to haggle him down.
Next round's on me, boys. City folks, I'll tell you what.
Hey, we had a deal. Make sure you hold up your end of it. Let's get this sorted out and keep things moving.
Of course. That big white building up on the hill, you would have seen it on your way in. That's where he spends most of his time as far as I know. A little pub or bar he also owns. His house is a little way out of town, not sure of exactly where. Speaking of, I have no idea if he's even in town though. The man is quite the traveler. The white building called the Siren's Call. Old Koga thinks that means something, I guess.
At that point, Zethos turns back to the regulars and starts taking cheerful orders.
Oh, so it was a setup all along. Of course it was. How could I have missed it? Classic move. I bet the Akedemik's been laughing at us the whole time. Well, I'm not one to be swindled easily. I'll have my gold back. And I'll be sure to remember this little game when we next discuss business. We'll see who gets the last laugh.
Y'all need me to fetch it back? My axe is as sharp as a rattlesnake's fang and ready for some action?
No, thank you. Not this time.
All right, fellas, let's not turn this into a brawl right out of the gate, though I must admit, it does seem like a classic D&D move. First fight in the first bar on the first session. Little cliche, Donovan. Don't play innocent, you stirred this up. On purpose for this reason, I bet. Let's just leave and head to the bar and head up to this Siren's Call. I've heard the Akedemik pays well, so we'll make up for any losses there.
Okay, fine. But let me make this clear. I'm not sticking around with this crowd once we get the offer. I'll be requesting a special, more exclusive assignment, one that's truly fitting for someone of my tremendous skills, talents, and class. Believe me, you're going to want to see what I can do when I'm working on something truly extraordinary.
Now, folks, no need to get all worked up. We've got the directions we need. Let's just finish up our drinks quickly and head over to that pub up the hill.
I agree. Let's get this drink done. Hydration is important. And then we'll get back out into the sunshine and kick off our expedition. Jeff, we'd like to quickly finish our drinks and make our way out into the sunshine again.
Jeff, Aristos, it's like this regardless of who's around me or what they're yammering about. Donovan here isn't going to be speeding up his drinking for anyone. No, sir. Aristos, you'll just have to wait. It's all part of the tremendous experience, believe me. A nice cold pint on a warm afternoon after some exercise.
Exercise? Walking along the pier? I'm looking forward to that hill. I bet I'll be the first up it. You lot are looking all scrawny and feeble, looking barely skin and bones. Don't even think about asking for a lift. Mama always said I shouldn't be giving rides to strangers, and I don't know none of y'all yet. And you, Don the Van, hurry up and finish that drink. I want to show you all just how fast I am.
You know, before your unarmored movement and any class abilities kick in, we all have the same movement speed, right, Taurus?
Are you saying you think I'm as slow as you two bookish types and a porky old rabbit fella? A rabbit fella? He's probably going to nap before the race even starts. Y'all haven't heard the tales? Jeff, I'm going to help Donovan finish his drink by pouring it down his gullet. Let's get this show on the road.
Jeff, you see, I'm not one to let anything happen to me or my body without proper consent. Consent is absolutely crucial, very important, as I always say. So let's keep it classy and respectful, shall we?
Classy, my ass. You're all high and mighty with your class, but when it comes down to it, you're just another fancy talker who thinks he's better than everyone else. If you want something done, you better get used to getting your hands dirty. Jeff, I'll grab the mug.
Well, some excitement finally. Our first roll of the evening, and it's a contest between two party members. Didn't take long. Gentlemen, please both make athletics rolls.
17.
A measly 8? No way. This is rigged. It's a total disaster. I always get the best numbers. Every poll says so. This whole thing is just not fair. I want to reroll. Can I cast silvery barbs?
Sure, of course, Taurus succeeded on an ability check. Who do you want to give the advantage to?
I will give it to me, of course. What? Come on, these dice are rigged, trust me. They are rigged. Why can't I get above a 10?
Sorry, Donald, but after quickly sculling his drink, Taurus grabs you by the scruff of your neck and pours the ale mostly all over you as you struggle to drink it. Your hands flailing around uselessly trying to get Taurus off you, but the Minotaur's strength doesn't waver. There is a second round of cheers and laughter. The bar watches this unfold.
If you lot weren't already leaving, I'd have to kick you out, but big man, that was hilarious. You are more than welcome back.
He claps Taurus on the back as you make your way back outside into the sunshine of the summer evening. Besides some slight stickiness from the ale, Donovan, you dry pretty quickly in the warm summer breeze under Apollo's rays. Some may even consider it refreshing.
You're lucky there were so many witnesses, cowman. Otherwise, this could have ended very differently. Believe me, I'm very good at handling these situations.
Don't call me a cowman, man.
If you weren't so abrasive, Don, none of this would have occurred. It's almost like you tried to sabotage us. Taurus, now we are out here. Want me to prove to you our movement speeds are the same? At least at level 1.
There's no way your scrawny little legs can keep up with my mighty calves. I'm a full-on athlete while you lot are just a bunch of dweebs. I'll show you how it's done, and I reckon you'll be eating my dust.
See that signpost up there? If you want to prove you're faster, you need to beat me to it, no draws allowed. Deal?
Best deal in the history of deals. Y'all thought this is as easy as pie. Done and dusted.
Okay, I'll be the girl who starts the race. What do they call them? Well, I want you to hop to it when I say so.
How many more times will you make that hop joke, Bixby? Enough already.
Okay, so we now find ourselves in an interesting predicament. Who would have thought the first, encounter of sorts would be between two party members? I can see the merit in athletics checks being made, but for session 1, based on what you were trying to do, Obama, I think, yes, why not? I think we call it an initiative roll.
All right, that's mighty fine, Jeff. Really hits the spot. Now let's get down to business. Obama, you taught me this one. So let's roll for initiative and see who's got the quickest draw. Time to find out who's first in line for action, y'all. Let's get this rodeo started.
George, first initiative roll, always a big one. Like with most rolls, it's a D20, and at the top of your sheet is your initiative, which is more or less your dexterity modifier on the left there.
All right, wow, look at that roll. I got a 15 on the dice, so that's a 16 total. I reckon that's a pretty good start, don't you think?
Not impossible to beat. Okay, never mind. 11 on the dice. Taurus, you're up first, but keep in mind what I said about our movement speeds being the same, all right?
Can I roll 2?
Are you even in this race, Sleepy Joe? Did you drop out recently, or are you just here to roll around? I'm not sure what you're trying to do.
I guess I just like being included, Donovan.
All right, I'm going to haul my big old self 30 feet up the hill. Ain't going to make it all the way, but I'm sure going to give it my best shot. Watch me go, y'all.
Sprinting up the hill, you can use your action to dash moving further and getting to the top in one turn.
Okay, noted down dashes, cost action, extra movement. All right, Jeff, I'm dashing to the top of this hill now, looking down at Erston, gloating. Now that's important too. Is that something I can do as an action or what?
No, I will give that to you as a free action.
Hold the gloating, it's my turn now. I'll use my full movement and dash right up next to Taurus, just the exact same as what you did. See? Just as fast as you.
What do you mean I was up the hill and turned around before you even got halfway? I'm clearly the fastest one here.
Well, only because your turn was first. We both covered the same ground in the same time during one turn.
Poor little wizard boy needs to use big words to make himself feel important after losing the race. I'm the winner, as I always knew I'd be.
Bush, don't you see what I am trying to say? Though I.
Little wizard, you go on and chat with whatever bushes make you feel better. If they start talking back, you let me know. Meanwhile, I'm off to talk to the man who knows what's what, because I know he ain't no bush.
I come sauntering up the hill. Obama, aren't you supposed to be the forever DM on break? Surely you know bushes don't talk back unless you're using some high-tier magic, are you? Is that even allowed? DM, if he gets higher level spells, I want them too. Just because he's played before shouldn't mean he gets a higher level character. I told you this was rigged.
Not what I meant, and you all know it. Don't twist my words.
All this talk about running's got me hungry. You think this bar's got some food? Or should we maybe grab a bite somewhere else on the way? I'm not sure how this whole food thing works. Is there chocolate chip ice cream at D&D?
What do you mean, on the way, Bunny? We're right outside, can't you see? I ain't got all day to wait for you to catch up again.
Yeah, you're right. We should definitely grab something sweet real quick. No one wants to meet someone all hangry. You know, maybe a little snack will keep us in good spirits. What do you think?
Can't you smell it, Rabbit? The scent of meat wafting out from the windows and doors. This place has meals, believe me. I can tell you exactly what's cooking. I've got a nose for these things, very sharp.
Well, why not find out by asking? And I go into the siren's call.
I follow everyone else behind.
Gentlemen, I think we are at time and a good place to leave the session. It's been over half an hour, can you believe it? Time sure flies. I know it may only have felt like a short few steps, but believe me, those first steps everywhere are the most dangerous because who knows where they lead. I would like to shout out the feedback and comments we got after our session 0. It was great to read everything Obama showed me, and let me just say we have a fantastic audience. Truly incredible. As per your suggestions, I have reached out to a few of my friends and we'll see who we can wrangle up. Please keep your comments coming. They are how we improve for you.
Wow, is that really D&D? I always thought it would be way more nerdy than that. I am a superstar, just like in reality.
Yeah, wow, I thought there would be way more math. This was really great. I had such a fun time, Jeff. Thank you.
It's really great to get the old joints working again on this role play stuff. I can't wait to see all the places you take us, Jeff.
Thanks, folks, for watching. Please keep your eyes peeled for more of our content soon. We have really loved all the comments, truly.
And that's it for this session, guys. We'll see you, in not too long for our next session, where it seems like the party will enter the inn named the Siren's Call in search of the Akedemik. See you then, guys, and thanks again.
Welcome back all to President's Play D&D Session 2. We had such great feedback from our first session, and of course the ever-entertaining Session 0. I have really had a great time so far, and am looking forward to seeing what chaos our 4 favorite presidents can unleash tonight.
Folks, can I just say I have the best fans. Truly the best fans. So much good feedback, it's tremendous. Some not so great from some basement dwellers out there.
Hey now, Donald, be nice. We thank all our commenters.
Yeah, if they take the time to not only watch but share their thoughts with us, we should be very grateful and willing to learn.
You're absolutely right, Joey. It's how we stay adaptable and improve. But I really like to draw focus to this essay from Beaglemaster. Took me a while to break it down, but there is sure a lot of learnings to take away. Thank you very much, and thanks again to all our fans. Over to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Obama. Before we jump into the game, I think a quick recap of what happened last session is appropriate.
Yeah, a recap would be good. We're on a boat, weren't we?
That's right, Joe. Session 1 started on a ship with the party heading to the island of Seraphos from Athens in search of the mysterious figure called the Akedemik. As it often goes, the first stop after getting acquainted with one another was a charming little dockside pub called the Sailor's Stemma. It was there that the party learned of yet another pub owned by this Akedemik up on the hill where he is known to spend much of his time while on the island. And outside this second inn, the Siren's Call, is where we left last session off. George, you had a few exciting moments last session. Anything you wish to add?
You bet I do. Not only did I pour Donna's ale down his gullet when he was taking too long, but I raced Harrison up the hill after he said he was faster than Taurus. And of course, Taurus. I charged ahead, leaving the poor little wizard in my dust.
And there was a rude bartender in the first pub. He was jealous of my fantastic wealth. Very rude, not good for business.
Well, that covers last session. Our introduction to this great saga, if you will, let's commence, shall we? As the sun starts to make its way towards the horizon, casting long shadows over the quiet island streets, our newly assembled party finds themselves approaching a familiar establishment. The door creaks open, revealing the warm glow of the Akedemik's bar, the Siren's Call. Ah, yes, here we are, stepping into a charming quintessential working man's pub, nestled high on a hill, offering a splendid view of the quaint fishing town below and the glistening bay beyond. It's a warm summer's afternoon, and the atmosphere inside is lively and buzzing with energy. The air is filled with the aroma of hearty meals and the sound of clinking glasses, laughter, and the murmur of conversations. The space, it's quite expansive, with a large open area dominated by a grand fireplace at the far end, crackling gently despite the warmth outside, creating a cozy, welcoming ambience. To nobody's surprise, the seats around it remain empty. On your left, you'll notice a solid wall with on door, hinting at rooms beyond, perhaps for travelers seeking respite or more private engagements. On the right, that's where the action is, the bar. It's manned by two intriguing figures. There's a young half-elven man with a youthful vigor and a twinkle of mischief in his eyes, and beside him, an older female halfling, her demeanor calm and seasoned, perhaps a matriarchal presence in this bustling establishment. The bar itself, it's a sturdy, well-worn affair, likely the centerpiece of many a tale and toast. Behind it, you can imagine the hidden realms of the kitchen and storage, the unseen heart of this pub where meals are prepared and, supplies are stored. The pub is filled with off-work laborers, their faces flushed with the day's toil, now relaxed and jovial, enjoying their well-earned rest. As you look around, the halfling calls out,
"Travelers, what can I do for ye?"
I wheel to her and I respond, "Hello, beautiful. I'm the one and only Donovan. And I must say, you're a sight for sore eyes. My friends and I are here on some mutual business which might need your expert touch later if the evening rush doesn't keep you too busy. For now, though, that irresistible aroma from the kitchen has me intrigued. Could you share what's cooking and prepare 3 plates of it for me? Oh, and 4 house wines, if you please. I have a feeling they'll be as delightful as you are."
Well, aren't you a charming one? That's a beef stew, slow cooked and with spices from beyond Persia. Only 3 bowls. You have 4 at your table.
So it's beef, is it? I could tell from the moment I stepped in that the scent was irresistible. And I see we've got a bit of a mixed crowd here, half cow and a rabbit, quite the combination. I suppose they'll figure out what suits their tastes. But as for me, I'm here for a hearty meal and some fine wine. Let's get those plates ready, shall we?
So I'm just as confused why 3 plates now.
1 for the wizard, and of course 2 for me. I appreciate you handling that. Can we sit anywhere, or do you have a preferred spot? I like to be where the action is always best to keep an eye on things, don't you think?
You sure are a strange one. I'm Thakia, by the way, and no, sit where you like, Donovan.
All right, fellas, take a seat at that spare table. Thakia, this has been quite delightful. Let me know if there's anything I can do to make things easier for you. Always happy to lend a hand to such charming company.
You pulled it back, Donnie. Well done. I thought for sure your opening line would get us kicked out before we even sat down. But I have to hand it to you. You pulled it off. Good work.
Hey, wait, I'm hungry too.
Look, I don't know why it's my problem if you're having trouble. Maybe go outside and eat some grass or something. Not my concern.
You could have ordered for us.
Yeah, and you could have ordered us some grub while you were at it. Ain't no reason we should be waiting around with empty bellies.
I don't know you, rabbit boy. I don't know what you want, nor why I should spend my hard-earned gold on you. Speaking of, I didn't actually pay.
Maybe there's a tab?
Maybe she knew my name, had heard my reputation, and saw the man before her recognizing my good looks. Confronted by such a fabulous example of nobility and decided to comp a few meals.
Doubt it. Wait, so you're a rabbit who eats meat and you're a minotaur who eats beef? Is that really what's going on here? I have to say that's a bit unusual.
Oh, I thought all rabbits were into meat, you know. That's how it was where I come from. Weird, huh? I mean, maybe there's different kinds of rabbits everywhere. I'm no culturalist.
Bixby. You know what? I'm going to let that one slide. No more questions from you. Bush, don't you find it a bit odd to eat beef? I mean, considering you're a minotaur and all.
I'm not a cow, Aristus. I'm a minotaur. Big old difference there. And for your information, I enjoy a good stew. You got a problem with that? You calling me a cow or something? Ever seen a ranch of minotaurs?
Definitely not. When you put it like that, no problem at all, Taurus. Just making conversation. I didn't mean to offend, just had to know.
The intricacies of dietary preferences. Fascinating, isn't it? Let's not forget, everyone's palate is unique, much like their journey. Thakia approaches the table with the drinks, weaving carefully between the clusters of patrons.
Hello, my charming gentlemen. 4 iced wines for a hot day.
Sorry, could we also add 2 more stews to our order? That should cover everyone. Bit of a mix-up at ordering.
Sure thing, coming right up.
And she heads over to the pot over the fireplace.
You know they just add ice to water it down and save $1, right? It's a scam. Don't get caught in it.
They add ice to your water, huh? To water your water down.
I said they add ice to your drinks, Ariston. Try listening properly next time.
No, you didn't. How do you know this Mr. Multiple Hotels?
We are on a hot island in the middle of the sea, and they are cooling your drink down with ice, and your first thought is, boy, they are cheap. How does your brain work, man? My first thought was, Obama was it?
How did they get the ice here?
I don't know, why are you asking me? Hey, what ice?
Forget it, Bixby.
No, please tell me, I want to know what's up with the ice. Are you talking about ice for making ice cream without me?
All right, just stop blabbering about the ice already. I regret mentioning anything. The lovely halfling's coming back, so let's focus on that.
She places the 5 bowls down with enough force to break most ceramics, but noticeably not a single drop is spilled. She looks to address you, when the young elf behind a surge in customers cries for help.
The Kia. Where's the means cork?
So instead turns away with a smile.
You know, I think she's quite taken with me. Seems like she's got a soft spot for the Tiberius charm.
Just shut up and eat your 2 bowls worth. I don't know where you keep it, but I reckon you might have mixed up Donovan's diet with Donald's. Not that it matters much, I'm just here for the grub.
A few moments go by, and although it was only a day's travel on the ship that brought you here, it feels rewarding to enjoy a nice home-cooked meal. As the afternoon starts to slowly slip away, you watch the regulars step in and out. The better part of an hour goes by. Donovan is still on his second bowl, when 2 different figures come into the bar. A tall elf clad in shining gold armor, brawnier than nearly any elf seen by the party in their lives, sword by his hip and a shield and spear on his back. Behind him quickly walks in a more classically dressed, white toga-wearing elf. This second one was of a very advanced age, bent right over like a tripod, holding a long golden staff like a walking cane as his third leg. Whilst there was no noticeable dip in the sound of the bar, there was definitely a change in the atmosphere. The attention had beyond question moved to these 2 figures as they approached the Kia.
What's the bet that's our man?
You're the academically trained one Aristos. Does he look like one of your professors or something?
I think it's just a name. As in he has nothing to do with any formal academy? Not sure, honestly.
Forget this. I've got my pamphlet. I'm going to grab it and head over there. Y'all stay put if you need to. I'll be back with answers or at least some more info.
I am right behind you, but approaching at a more reserved pace.
Taurus, immediately as you start your beeline, the armor-clad man steps to intercept.
Well, seeing this little elf man thinking he is going to block my way, I'm going to put my hand out and try and move him a little bit. Not violently, just a hand on his shoulder.
You notice a slight smile flicker across the elf's face as his hand shoots up to match and provide resistance. The hand on your trap feels like a vice grip. Do you want to continue? If so, this is going to become a contested straight strengths check.
Yeah, I'll roll. Want to get them dice moving. I rolled a 21. Beat that, little elf. Going to gently push you aside, avoiding people and tables so I can get to the academic.
Perhaps that restraint is what's enough to put off Taurus, as he is unable to move the gold-clad elf more than an inch.
With a 21. How about that? What did that little elf man roll, huh?
Enough to beat you, that's all I'll say for now.
I'm going to come up behind these 2 and move straight to the academic, taking the pamphlet from Taurus' spare hand. Hello, sir. You wouldn't happen to be from around here, would you?
Ah, Mr. Tiberius, I presume I've heard whispers of your ambitions, and shall we say your rather peculiar methods of negotiation. Fate has indeed a curious sense of timing, hasn't it? And is that a relic of my recent endeavors in your hand? A humble token of my rather modest efforts, I see. How intriguing. Yes, it's one of my invitations. It seems it has journeyed quite a distance, like Odysseus on his endless voyage. I see. Tell me, which establishment served as the stage for this fight?
I was an inn, one in Athens.
Some people call me the Akedemik. This is my compatriot Electron. Do join us, though our meeting has been, let's say, so far rather lively. I can see you're in distinguished company. This assembly might well rival the grand councils of old, where heroes of legend once gathered. Who's to know what a small ripple becomes once it's crossed an ocean?
He glanced back at Taurus and Electron, a glint of amusement in his eyes, then to Aristos and Bixby back at the table watching on in horror. He turns to Taurus, before back to the table.
Fear not, my friends. Even the mightiest of souls encounter unforeseen trials. It is through these trials that true strength is revealed. Now let us address the pressing matters before us. Time is a relentless tide, ever advancing. The adventure calls, and our fates await their weaving. If you will, follow me to a more private setting. Have you all finished your meals? Regardless, bring them along. I shall arrange for more wine, my treat. If you need it, we can also organize accommodations should your later festivities require it.
I take a second as he's speaking to dust off any of the grime of my day from my impeccable outfit. Now this is more like a luxury fit for someone of my stature. Thank you, my fine fellow, for recognizing true class. Your establishment is decorated as impeccably as your taste in attire, truly top-notch. Please lead the way. It's clear you know how to treat a distinguished guest.
I think we all follow.
Yeah, I'm following along. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, so our intrepid band moves into a cozy little sitting area of the hotel, quite quaint. You see, the room is not grand, but charming in its simplicity. There's a warm fire crackling in the hearth, casting flickering shadows that dance across the walls. It's the kind of warmth that seeps into your bones, quite comforting, really. And there, in typical grandpa fashion, we see the Akedemik, already made his way into the room. He's quite a sight, folding his robes around him like a makeshift blanket, seeking every bit of that precious heat. It's almost endearing, isn't it? This ancient elf, so wise and powerful, yet finding solace in such simple humanoid comforts. A small hall extends from this cozy enclave, leading to several modest rooms. You can almost feel the history in the air, the countless travelers who have passed through these halls. It's a place rich with stories and possibilities. The fire's glow, it adds a touch of magic to the scene, a hint of enchantment, if you will. It's the perfect setting for our heroes to gather, rest, and prepare for the adventures that lie ahead. Yes, very evocative, very fitting indeed.
Welcome, everyone. I must say your arrival is most fortuitous. If I had to endure another moment waiting for the insufferable riffraff I've been dealing with, I'd have been quite undone. Finding reliable, consistent help these days is no small feat. Now that I see you all here in the flesh, I am most comfortable that you will do nicely.
He takes a second to review you all before continuing.
I trust you've all come across one of my many posters, or maybe an associate of mine. Naturally you have, or why else would you be here? Certainly not for my reputation alone, I'd wager. I am known as the Akedemik, but among friends I go by Farnchimedes, son of Hubertus. I am also the proprietor of this esteemed establishment, the very one you first encountered, and the one you'll visit next. Quite amusing little trinity, wouldn't you agree? I find myself in need of certain energy that, in my current condition, I can no longer command. You will be compensated for your efforts, however varied they may be, but let me caution you, this task is not for the faint of heart. The journey ahead is fraught with peril and danger. Before we proceed, are there any questions? To begin with, I have a local task that requires immediate attention. I know you understand. This will serve as a preliminary to your official contract and the benefits that will follow. We will collect your details and have them processed upon your successful completion. A modest fee will be awarded upon completion, reflecting the nature of the work and the urgency involved. The task at hand is vital, and your prompt action will not only demonstrate your capability but also pave the way for further, more significant entanglements. The outcome of this initial endeavor will set the tone for our future collaborations. Do not let me down, gentlemen. Recently, a fishing crew from one of my ships vanished during their leave between voyages. Their disappearance has caused significant unrest and disruption in our operations. I need you to investigate their absence, uncover the cause, and remedy the situation. Start by speaking with their families and inquiring around the tavern. But be respectful. These people might have lost their loved ones, you understand. These people are like family to me, so I expect them to be treated as such. Having said that, look for any signs of foul play, investigate at the docks, and inspect their equipment. The surrounding forests and coastline might hold vital clues. Follow any leads you uncover, but be prepared for wild animals or hostile creatures. Your aim is to uncover the truth behind their disappearance and ensure their safety or bring closure if necessary. Once you've gathered your findings, report back to me. You'll be paid for your work, and we can discuss further opportunities. Now, off you go. Time is of the essence.
I'm going to take a quick look around the room to see what everyone else is thinking.
All right, let's cut to the chase. What's the real deal here? How much gold are we talking about? And just to be clear, does the reward change if we find them dead or alive? Let's get the facts straight.
25 gold pieces for the information and dealing with any cause of their loss should you find it.
30 gold? Now, that's more like it. I'm not about to lift a finger for anything less. Make it happen, and we'll talk business.
Ah, the negotiator of the group. How curious.
Roll persuasion, Donald.
15, huh? Well, with my charm and bonuses, it's clear we're negotiating here. Let's make this deal work. I'm not settling for less. Give me a better offer, or we walk.
Okay, how about this? Given there is 4 of you, I'll call it 28 gold, which is an even 7 each, more than fair for half a day's work. Dinner tonight, breakfast tomorrow, and a room tonight included. Payment on conclusion, though.
Well, I was thinking more like...
That is an excellent offer. We will go find your missing men and bring closure to their families.
7 gold. Wow. I will be able to buy so many treats. What is available in town? What is the most sweetest and delicious? Anyone know?
A more pressing question, what is the cost of failure?
Ah, Aristos, always so preoccupied with past failures. Let me assure you, there's no room for such doubts here. Remember, even the greatest heroes of legend, such as Achilles and Hector, faced their own trials and tribulations. Their paths were fraught with challenges, yet they did not falter. You are no different. You will not fail me, Aristos. Rise to the occasion and let your legacy be written with the ink of perseverance and triumph. Before I head off, let me offer one last bit more assistance. The blacksmith in town, who is my trusted craftsman, rolled for, is also the brother of one of the missing crew members. Should you need any weapons or armor, he is at your disposal. His skills are well regarded, and he may provide you with the tools to aid in your investigation. Now, regarding your own illustrious selves, call me conspiratorial, but when 4 men hop on a ship aimed at my home, asking about me, I like to know a little about them. Donovan, the renowned negotiator from Athens, are, yes, I've heard of your extravagant soirees, financed by, well, let's say somewhat mysterious means. Your reputation precedes you a flair for dramatic presentations and high society affairs. Quite the contrast, don't you think? Still, it appears you've taken a rather adventurous turn from the comforts of your noble heritage. I do hope your penchant for diplomacy will serve you as well in peril as it does in the parlors of Athens. Aristos, a rising star of the divine academy of Apollo, such a swift ascent in recent times indeed. Many of the masters talk of you highly, and junior acolytes bid for your stolen robes. Yet, it seems the weight of failure at the master trials has led you to wander, seeking purpose beyond the halls of learning. Your fall from grace, dramatic as it was, has not dimmed your intellect, though it appears you seek redemption, or perhaps a new path. Such is the nature of heroes and their trials, always striving, always seeking. Taurus, from the esteemed ranks of the mercenary bands famed for their valor in the Persian-Macedonian conflicts. Your departure from that celebrated company remains shrouded in mystery. Was it the allure of personal glory, or perhaps a quest for something more profound that drew you away? Some rumors tell me that the band of Lone Star's unity may not be what it seems. Whatever the reason, your prowess in battle will surely be an asset, though the tales of your departure suggest a complex narrative indeed. And Bixby, the relentless hunter, driven to slay the most formidable of beasts. Your quest is one of legend, though the reasons behind your departure from home are steeped in intrigue. It seems the desire for monster hunts is but a surface to a deeper motivation. Not many travel as far as you have without it. The interrogatives surrounding your journey only add layers to your quest for greatness.
You certainly seem to know a lot about us.
Since he's the Akedemik, which is like a teacher, you could say he's done his homework.
Yes, it is within my interest to know about those who seek to become my employees. The tasks I seek to achieve are filled with both great peril and the promise of great rewards. It is necessary to weed out those, unlike this group, who I do not believe have what it takes. Ah, gentlemen, as we stand on the precipice of this endeavor, consider the great tales of yore, where heroes, though diverse in their origins and talents, came together to overcome insurmountable odds. Just as the valiant Argonauts, bound by a common quest, sailed through treacherous waters to claim the golden fleece, so too must you unite in this undertaking. Each of you, with your unique strengths and storied backgrounds, brings a crucial piece to the puzzle. Embrace this opportunity to blend your disparate talents into a cohesive force. As the Greeks of old would tell you, even the mightiest heroes, be it Theseus or Perseus, could not achieve their legends alone. It is in the unity of your skills and the harmony of your actions that you will forge a path to success. Let this be your moment to shine together, creating a tale of camaraderie and triumph that will be remembered long after. Go forth with the elegance of Odysseus and the determination of Heracles. The quest awaits, and your combined strength will be the key to vital success. To answer your question, dear Aristos, the price for failure is multifaceted, but most importantly, some young men may not make it home to see their loved ones ever again, and to that you will hold yourself haunted by questions. So now I await your answers. Will you help an elderly elf find his men?
Gentlemen, tonight we can go no further. You are in a great place to pause with your first contact with the Akedemik, your first contract issued, and a task at hand. Next session, we test your investigative skills and maybe even how you fare in potential combat, but that will have to wait to see if you all accept. I've had a blast with you all. It's been a great session, and I must say, despite a few rookies at the table, everyone performed admirably.
Absolutely, Jeff. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for hosting and for helping us shake off the cobwebs. Looking forward to the next session.
Well, Jeff, I have to say it's been a pleasure working with you and you all. The session went very well, and I think we're all set up for some excellent adventures ahead. And yes, Obama, we should definitely all get together sometime outside of our usual realms, not just in the Minecraft realm, but maybe we can do dinner this week?
I couldn't agree more. This has been a fantastic experience, and it feels like we've known each other for years. Thanks for the great game, Jeff, and for everyone's contributions. I look forward to our next adventure, whether in this realm or the Minecraft one.
Yep, Jeff, you did a great job. I had a blast, and I reckon we all did. The voices were amazing. I can't believe your range. Here's to many more sessions, and thanks for the good times. If anyone needs a hand or is happy to answer some questions about the next adventure, you know where to find me.
Oh, thanks everyone. This has been a great time, and I've really enjoyed playing with all of you. Can't wait to see what's next. I'm always up for some fun.
Fantastic. It's great to see such camaraderie. Looking forward to seeing where this adventure takes us next. But alas, we are at time for the night. We continue to receive such great feedback, so please comment as something to work on for next session. Until then, take care everyone, and good night.
Hello all. Quick note before I hand over to Jeff, the feedback on our post has been fantastic. It's been a pleasure to connect with all of you and dive into what do you love about D&D. This community really is something special.
Thanks, Obama. Now, since we're on episode 3, how about a quick recap of last session? Joe, would you mind doing the honors?
You're asking Sleepy Joe if he can remember something from last week? Ha!
Hey, I remember everything about last session. Yeah, 1 second, let me check my notes.
If y'all don't mind, I'd love to give the recap. Last session, I added a few bits and pieces to your recap, Jeff, and it was fun, and I've been taking lots of notes like Obama said, too, so I think I could do a bang-up job of doing the full recap. That cool, Joey?
Sure, George, or should I say Taurus?
Thanks, Joe. Now, first off, I agree with Obama. The feedback's been amazing. Warms my heart like a Texas summer. So last session, we stepped off the ship into the port town of Serapos, a little fishing village. Probably some exports going on, too. We were searching for this elusive academic guy, and we found him in a bar. His bar might cause a little ruckus in the process, but hey, I beat Aristos in a foot race. Proved once and for all I'm the fastest and strongest around here.
Stick to the facts, George.
Let him have his moment. Barak, you can spin your story when you give us your thrilling recount. I will just add quickly, though, and this is due to my own, due to me forgetting to mention, and George, not at all an issue of your recap, but the port town you are in is actually called Libadi, and the island as a whole is named Serapos. Although many from elsewhere in Greece, especially the sailors, do tend to use them interchangeably, as Libadi is really the only town they really interact with on Serapos. Pardon the interruption, George. Please continue.
Appreciate it, Jeff. So we met the academic, a real mysterious, charming fella. He knew everything about us before we even said a word. Offered us a trial, rescue his crew, and he'd pay us some gold. After some intense negotiations, thanks to Donovan, we agreed to help.
I gave no such agreement.
Oh, come on, Don. You were brilliant. You were the one who sealed the deal.
Yeah, I really did, didn't I? All right, Jeff, I'll look that academic right in the eye and say, sir, you've got a deal. Donovan and his band of misfits are on the job.
Are you all in agreement? The academic watches you all with a twinkle of excitement in his eye.
Excuse me. I don't agree to be part of this gang of misfits. I accept the job on my own terms. Right, fellas?
What are we talking about?
Heck, I'm a misfit through and through. Let's just shake on it so we can get out there and start swinging.
Taurus, I knew you and I would get along. You'll be quite useful, I can tell.
My forefather used to say the same sort of thing.
Now, if you drop my name around town, do it respectfully. It'll earn you some goodwill. But remember, some folks might be grieving, so don't expect everyone to be chipper about this mission. And remember roll 4, the blacksmith, his brother Max, is one of my missing crew. I expect you will find him in the smithy, or, as some call it, the Shrine of Hephaestus on the south side of town. Any other questions? No? Good. Get to it.
All right, Jeff, we're leaving the bar. Unless someone's got a better idea, we'll be heading to the blacksmith.
I was wondering if...
Nope, no, we're moving on, Rabbit.
Oh, please.
Fine, Bixby. What's your idea?
I was just thinking, when we get to the blacksmith, maybe we could buy a few things. I need to restock my arrow stash.
Well, okay, that does actually make sense. You martial types and your constant need for weapons and armor. So tiring.
You'd find it tiring if I chased you to the smithy.
Don't even think about it. I just cleaned my outfit. No need to get your commoner blood on it.
My what? Jeff, what are the PvP rules again?
Fellas, I know we all have talents and are proud of them all. I mean, I can't wait to see how Donovan's charm and wit help us with the locals. And Taurus, your strength alone terrifies me. I'm sure it'll do the same to them. We've got a solid team here, just need to work together.
Rob Bixby, have you thought about multi-classing in a barb? That was quite a speech. I feel inspired.
Yeah, like something the biggest bull in their herd would say.
Wait, what was?
Hold up, Taurus. You're not a cowman, but your tribe calls the men bulls? Are the babies called calves?
Yeah, what's your point?
My point is, it's just a little confusing for us not so used to interacting with the Minotaur race, Taurus. Fret not, we will learn.
Jeff, I know what a blacksmith building looks like, right? Can I see one?
First roll of the night, Bixby. Roll perception.
Well, that big dice right. Okay, just checking. Got a 13. Pretty good.
Excellent. You look up and spot a plume of smoke in the distance. Definitely some kind of industry up ahead.
We head in that direction, Jeff. What other shops are around as we walk?
Great question, Donovan. The first row near the water you saw as you got off the ship was predominantly shops. Grocer, fishmonger, jeweler, trinkets, and general store types. This second row of levadi is much more the industrial base of the town. The blacksmith and tanner butcher, for example, are on this row. You also spot some small houses with well-kept gardens and the town's public baths. A steamy small wooden building clearly signed.
Great detail, Jeff. Anyone want to stop on the way to the smithy?
I want arrows from the smithy, but we could always buy some food that's not these nasty rations I'm carrying, because I don't think we should hunt near the town.
I actually find the rations to be a refreshing change from the Academy banquet hall.
What are these rations?
What's a banquet hall, y'all? We're gone for less than a day, Bixby. We don't need rations.
A banquet hall is well, it's a big hall with a large selection of, wait, Bixby, aren't you a ranger? Why are you relying on rations? You should be foraging or using Goodberry.
I'm not a ranger. Wait, am I? Jeff?
No, Joe, you're not a ranger.
A dex-based fighter then. Nice choice, Joe. I was hoping we'd have a healer, but I guess we'll make do. I guess we can cross that bridge when we get there. We might have to look at armor in the smithy once we get paid. Jeff, are we at the blacksmith yet?
You pause outside the weathered stone building, gathering your thoughts. In the artisan's quarter, there's a thin line between craftsmanship and devotion, and nowhere is this more apparent than with blacksmiths and their patron god, Hephaestus. The steady clang of hammer on metal resonates from within, a rhythmic homage to the god of the forge. Above the door, a bronze anvil gleams in the fading light, a sacred symbol of power and skill. The interior is a testament to industry. Tools hang on every available surface, each meticulously maintained, bearing small bronze insignias in tribute to Hephaestus. Fishing and mining tools lie scattered about, evidence of the village's twin trades. At the rear, a modest statue of the god stands watch, surrounded by offerings, oars, old tools, and small tokens left in gratitude for his blessings over the craft. You sense a balance here, an unspoken reverence, as though every hammer strike is both work and prayer.
As Joe aptly pointed out moments ago, I am the most charismatic of this group, so I head in first.
We all follow.
I need my arrows.
Behind a well-worn counter, a hulking man with a mane of fiery red hair sifts through a pile of loose tools. His skin glistens with sweat from the heat of the forge, his brow furrowed in concentration.
Good evening, sir. Are you the famous Roll 4? The mightiest blacksmith on the island?
I'm the only blacksmith on the island. Armor weaponsmith. Fletcher, if you need it, I make it. Though I'd wager you're not here for fishing gear. You're the old man's newest bunch, aren't you? His next sorry lot.
Excuse me, who do you think you are calling sorry? I have never been sorry in my entire life. Do I look like a tumbleweed in the wind?
Rolfer stands to meet your gaze, his demeanor calm, though he doesn't back down from your intensity. He is a blacksmith after all, so also has broad shoulders and a muscular build.
Look, sir, I meant no offense. It's just that, well, a ship under the flag of the Akedemik sunk with my brother on board. I'm feeling a little sorry for myself.
Well, that's actually why we are here. The Akedemik doesn't think the ship did sink. He instead thinks it washed up on the rocks and has tasked us, this little group, to go find and return the survivors.
While he's always the optimist, that attitude, I fear, is what gets many of his mercenaries onto one-way trips. My brother seems to have got caught them one.
I have also lost my brother, so I sympathize with the pain your family must be feeling. I would be very interested to hear more about these allegations against the Akedemik.
Donald.
In order to bring some clarity, we need to know more about what your brother told you before he left. What happened on this journey?
They were returning from a job up north. Shepherds near the cliffs said they saw the ship pass safely not far from here, but when we sent out search parties, nothing. It's likely they struck a reef or were dashed against the rocks.
I am sorry, my big ginger friend, for the stress you're going through. We're here to help, and I'm grateful for your story. But I have to ask, if we do find him, is there something that would help us identify your brother?
Or maybe just his name. We'll need to know what to call out.
His name is Max, son of power. If he's in his combat gear, he'll bear our family crest.
He gestures to a symbol behind him. A smith's hammer striking Poseidon's trident, with a dolphin twining through the lines of force.
Wow, that's quite a crest. You don't by chance sell tridents, do you? You know, for larger prey?
Usually 5 silver apiece, but seeing as you're here to restore my family, I'll give you 3 for 1 gold.
Can we make it 6 for 2?
Deal. Anything else for you adventurers?
You said Fletcher, right? Any chance I could stock up on arrows? You never know what nasties are lurking out there.
A quiver of 20 will set you back 1 gold again. But I'll throw in the few I haven't bundled up yet. Makes it 27.
I hand him 3 gold for the tridents and arrows. But as he reaches out, I grab his hand in a firm handshake. Eyes locked, I tell him, roll for I promise we'll find Max and we'll bring him back to you in whatever state we can. Then I look to leave.
Taurus, that probably wasn't as reassuring as you thought it was. And I was thinking, while we're here, we should pick up a grappling hook. It could help us if we need to search the rocky coastlines if there's nowhere to tie a rope off to. Jeff, in case you need, grappling hooks are listed in the SRD under Adventure and Gear. By default, they're 2 gold and weigh 4 pounds.
Thanks, Obama. I got it.
Grappling hook A. Don't sell many of them, but there should be one around. Let me have a look.
Also, before leaving Jeff, and while he's looking, I want to ask my good fellow roll 4. Is there anywhere you would suggest starting our search, or is there anyone else in town that we should talk to that might have an idea for a location to look?
The general store near the wharf. Thought their swap stories often enough. We'll have some silken rope for the hook, too.
That's okay, I have 50 feet of rope.
That's hempen rope, kind of thick. Too hard to weave through these.
He tosses you a couple of grappling hooks. Taurus, make a dex save.
And that's an 18. Caught them, right?
Silk rope would serve you better. It's both stronger and lighter, perfect for scaling cliffs. These hooks are on the house. Good luck out there, and please, bring back anyone you find.
We will. Ready to leave?
Yep.
Sure am. Warwick, what a nice man.
Forgive me for interjecting earlier, Donovan, but it didn't seem like the right moment for those kinds of questions.
I concur. I lost myself in the moment curiosity got the better of me, and I might have inadvertently caused pain to a grieving man. We can always return to him later for further inquiries about the Akedemik and his low opinion of the crew. Hopefully with some good news.
Sure sounds like you might be a little scared now, Don. Fear not, I will protect you.
I harbor no fear for the fates of lesser men who fall before me. What troubles me is the number of questions surrounding our current employer.
I agree with you. But I feel that unless we complete this mission successfully, the questions may be of little consequence. And Jeff, how many grappling hooks did we get? I want to make sure my inventory notes are accurate.
Well, let's go with just the 2. It seems they were the only ones he had on hand, and it seemed that they were a little dusty and out of the way, made some time ago and almost forgotten about maybe, but well crafted and seemed exceptionally sturdy.
Thanks, Jeff. And we head into the general store?
Taurus, is there anything you'd like from here? I was considering exploring the magic shop for healing potions or perhaps something for underwater breathing.
Oh, that sounds intriguing.
Excellent. Let's split the party to speed up our adventures. Let's meet back at that intersection once you're finished inside.
Well, that doesn't sound too risky in this quaint little town. Just be sensible. Avoid trouble, and Donovan, don't upset the Lobos, please.
Sounds like you're crafting a recipe for fun, Obama.
Fascinating. The party has chosen to split for the first time. Aristos, Bixie, as you step into the general store, you'll find it far more inviting than the dark, hot forge of the blacksmith. The wide open windows and well-stocked shelves create a pleasant atmosphere. Behind the counter, a satyr watches you with keen eyes, her expression steadfast as you enter.
Hi, hello there. I'm Bixby.
Okay.
Well, you see, we're in search of a few items and wanted to know if you have them in stock. Specifically, 2 lengths of thin silken rope.
Yes, we're on a secret quest to locate the missing ship.
Rope is over there. Hay here.
Did you catch that? We're after the ship. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I heard you. I just don't know why it's my problem.
Right, I have the rope. How much?
10 gold each.
Whoa, 10 gold each? No way I could afford that.
Great, then put them back so I can get back to my day.
But we need thinner rope to get through our grappling hooks.
Is there not a thinner, cheaper rope?
By the rules, I can only sell silken or hemp rope. If you can't afford silken, put it back and leave. So I can get back to my day.
Oh, man.
Why can't we come to some sort of arrangement?
Roll persuasion.
Only an 8. Damn.
You don't look like a gigolo. You don't talk like one either.
Huh? Wait, did I hear that correctly? No, I mean, we have enough coin between us for 1 rope. Upon completion of our mission, we'll earn enough to buy the second. When that time comes, we'll return and pay for it. But take it now.
Yeah, sure, if you come back. Or how about if you can only afford one, you only get one?
All right, I suppose. What do you think, Bixby? Or am I kidding? Just lend me 3 gold, please.
Me, why am I the one who is to pay?
Bixby, that's less than half of the cost of 1 silken rope. It's all I can afford right now. But I can't manage 10 gold on my own.
All right, here you go, miss. It was a pleasure to meet you. I'm Bixby, and this is Allison, my magical friend.
I'm Moon Whisper. This is my shop. Please leave if you're done with your purchase.
Moon Whisper. What a coincidence. That's just like the name of the shop. It must make things easier then.
Thank you. Miss Moon Whisper. Jeff, I'll take Bixby out with me, dragging his elbow if necessary. I have no idea silken rope was so costly. That's all my remaining gold, gone, silver, and copper from now on until we're paid. It's almost as if she doubts our chances of survival. I do hope Donovan has better luck.
I'll take my cue, Obama, thank you. Donovan and Taurus, you find yourselves in a warm, fragrant shop where a shopkeeper watches closely, ensuring Taurus with his bulk doesn't accidentally topple any of the potions, poisons, or trinkets lining the shelves.
Hornsby with you, sir. We were after him, Donovan. What are we doing here?
The shopkeeper raises an eyebrow.
Curious. Careful with those horns, Minotaur. That chandelier is one of a kind. Is there something I can help you with, perhaps?
We're in search of healing potions, along with some for underwater breathing, or maybe even walking on water, something along those lines. As a man of taste, it means I'm also interested in any powerful magical items that might suit a traveler like me.
Interesting indeed. You're after the ship, aren't you? If that's all you seek, he hasn't shared much with you, has he? From your blank expressions, it's clear he hasn't. How peculiar. Perhaps peculiar isn't the right term. I digress. A man of your stature should know that potent potions come with a hefty price tag.
Of course. Now, while you fetch those for me, do share the regional prices.
Without moving a muscle, he locks eyes with you. Donovan?
Healing potions start at 50 gold each. Water breathing is more complex, so that's 200 gold, and water walking is even pricier. It takes considerable time to perfect that one, 250 gold. So, how many of each would be adventurers?
My name is Donovan. I'm sure you've heard of me. I hail from the noble Tiberius lineage, a family of prominent merchants and politicians from Athens. But me, given those inflated prices, I'll only take one healing potion. What about you, Taurus, my companion?
Did you mention the Akedemik ship earlier?
No, you weren't paying attention. We were discussing potions. Do you have enough gold to buy any?
Oh, Jeff, how does the healing potion Donovan is considering actually heal us? Can I ask that?
Great question, George. The lowest level, the potion of healing, will heal for 2d4 plus 2 HP.
Oh, what? I almost bought one and they don't do much at all.
Just so everyone knows, I'm using slightly modified rules for taking potions. On your turn, you can action or a bonus action to self-administer. If you're healing a downed ally that requires a full action, unless you have feats that say otherwise.
I am going to negotiate this guy down with that in mind and see where we land. Sir, may I know your name? You know mine. Donovan, Tiberius.
Thalendor, at your service.
Thalendor, we're in town on behalf of the Akedemik to rescue his friends, maybe even your loved ones. Just think you could say my healing potion was the one the mighty Donovan had in his teeth when he swum the ship back into port.
Okay, Donovan, make your roll.
Hey, we're on 17, no 18 total, Jeff.
Imagine indeed, young Donovan, for the privilege of being able to say, I helped you as best I could, return or not, I will give you a discount today of 5 gold pieces.
Ah, the art of the deal. Thank you very much. Here is your coin, sir. And we'll be on our way back to meet Aristos and the bunny. Jeff, how long is the walk?
It's only about a 5-minute walk. You can actually see it from where you are.
All right, let's head over there.
Wait, aren't we going to ask him about all that he said?
Ask about what? I'm not paying those inflated prices for his potions. We need something to use against him to get better deals.
Leverage over the shopkeep. Sounds like your time was as fruitful as ours. We returned with only 1 silken rope length, but it looks great quality. Immaculate, really.
I guess we're back now.
1 rope? That won't cut it. We got 2 hooks. Did you forget the plan? We returned successfully. 1 potion of healing I bought for myself.
The shopkeeper also dropped a hint about something. Well, it wasn't exactly a threat, but there was definitely some kind of warning wrapped in polite arrogance. He seemed to be trying to tell us something important.
You keep bringing that up, but we only discussed potions and prices. I haggled him down. And if anyone needs advice on bargaining, just let us know. We'll show you how it's done.
Taurus, did he really warn you about something? The lady who spoke to Obama and me also hinted that this might be a one-way trip.
You did, Taurus. How intriguing. Did he mention why?
No, I was just about to ask, but Donovan cut me off.
Well, then we should go back and ask.
No chance. Enough shopping and enough research. Nerd! Let's get moving. I've got fans waiting to see me in action.
I think it's worth asking more questions before charging ahead, you impulsive sorcerer. You never think through the consequences.
Honestly, I'm tired of talking. Let's take action and find out what's really going on. Axe first.
Yeah, I want to go into the town area. I want to go taste the fresh grass.
So you do eat grass?
I see I'm outvoted. Democracy rules this time. Jeff would, and against my better judgment, like to head out of town to the western coast of the island, keeping track of the water as best we can.
There's an easy road out of the little village. You quickly move past the shops and homes into areas with large estates, high stone walls, and a few scattered compounds on the outskirts of Levite. Out now exposed on an arid landscape, you feel again the wind and the salt water peppering your face. The path that runs along the coast keeps not too far from the cliff's edge.
The wealthy people, my kind, estates with big, strong, safe walls. We love that, just like my family estate back in Athens.
We want to stay as close to the ocean as we can without trespassing or taking any unnecessary risks.
Risks? Obama life is all about taking risks. Only the best of us can handle the success, though.
Hey, Jeff, what's the terrain like? Are we looking at tall cliffs or more of a sandy beach?
Excellent question, Taurus. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Can I make one? I'd be on the lookout too.
How that works in this situation, Bixby is I'd have you helping Taurus make the roll, giving him advantage.
Sweet, thanks, Biden.
No problem, man.
A 9, and oh, Bixby, you saved me with a 17.
Oh, yay.
A 17 allows you to see that on your left. The west, you have a few hundred feet before the hill. You have slowly been climbing, then drops away, sparkling at Jean. It's hard to tell from this perspective, but your best guess is 400 feet, straight across an empty paddock with a short fence.
Never been one for fences. My tribe likes to roam the plains and valleys wild and free. I'm jumping the fence to get a closer look at the water. Time to scout for the ship.
If the party follows you along the cliffside, it'll be slower going, and you may annoy some locals, but you can definitely trek across.
That's fine with me.
Sounds good.
All right, Taurus, make another check to spot the ship you're after.
Hey, George, can I roll this time?
Sure, Joey.
Oh, no, a 12 and oh, golly, a natural 20. Guys, is that our first?
Let me see. Well done, Bixby.
Woo!
Yeah, well done, Joe.
Great job, Bixby. With that in mind, the reward I will give you is this. You are not near the ship at the moment. We can skip forward through the 3 hours of searching along the cliff, top scrambling from paddock to paddock.
Was I easily able to hop over the fences?
Bixby, you're keeping an eye out for the party, your eyes trained keenly on the water, looking between the base of the cliff, the rock shredding the waves, turning them into white foam.
I'm looking for anything, Jeff, a sailor, some loose bits of driftwood.
I'll do one better due to that natural 20. Bixby, perhaps it's your trained eyes, maybe it's divine intervention, or maybe just the perfect lighting as the sun starts to set in the west. You see, crashing against the tip of an outcrop of rocks, the back half of a small ship.
Being in the water makes sense.
I said we should have hired a boat.
You did not, although it's so obvious now. We're just grateful for Jeff knowing to put the ship reachable by land for this opening arc.
How do we get down to the ship?
Bixby, you came to the store, we got the rope from that rude lady, right?
Oh, yeah, right. She was so rude.
Sure she was sleepy, Bixby? Nah, that doesn't work. What about tired Bixby? Nah, leave it with me.
We got the silken rope and 2 grappling hooks. Remember, Bixby? I take them out of my backpack or wherever they're stashed and set them up the way Rolfer showed me. Jeff, I'd like to use the flat side of my axe to drive the grappling hook deep into the dirt, maybe 10 feet from the cliff's edge. How far down is the cliff? More than 40 feet?
Looking down, it looks to be, maybe slightly longer than your rope would reach. Under normal circumstances, it would be a safe enough drop from the end of the rope, but the wet and rocky terrain below you looks, shall we say, treacherous.
I've got an idea. Jeff, I find the midpoint in the silken rope. Taurus, while you've got your axe, could you cut it for me? I place it carefully on a nearby piece of wood.
Aristos, you've lost me. Jeff just said we'd need the full length of rope to get down at a minimum. How will shortening the rope help?
Yeah, but we have 2 grappling hooks, right? I pull out my rope and the one hanging from Bixby's pack, handing them back to him. Bixby, think you can tie these to the silken rope? It was actually what Donovan said back to me back in town. Won't cut it? Why not?
Sure can. Haven't had a chance to swing the old axe yet.
Oh, of course. I think it's overkill, but hey, why not?
Exactly, plus it's my rope.
Can you?
Cut the rope, please. We only need a short section to fit through this loop, Taurus. We can tie the rest together with the other ropes to make a longer one.
Oh, I see. Jeff, I follow his instructions and set the second hook about 5 feet from the first so we can go side by side.
And I tie the silken ropes to the 2 50-foot hempen lengths Aristos handed me.
Perfect. 2 parallel rappels. Looking at the path down, I will make this 2 athletics or 2 acrobatics rolls, each your choice. Taurus, you understand how to calculate both of those?
Yep.
Great. First roll is for lowering yourself off the edge and getting halfway down. Second roll is for the second half and landing on the sharp, slippery rocks. Who's going down where and in what order?
Bixby will lead on the left rope. I'll start after he reaches halfway.
No way this is your idea. You go first.
Okay, fine, no problem, I guess. Don't want to make it into a big deal.
Little man, don't think I'm going first.
And risk you slipping and landing on me? No chance you're first?
Okay, first 2 players. First rolls, please.
13.
14.
You both make it halfway down safely. Call up to the others to start. Roll again, Bixby and Donovan. 2.
15.
13.
9. It's rigged. Why always me?
Okay.
12.
Everyone descends quickly, perhaps filled with arrogance. Donovan, you slip and graze yourself on the cliff. taking a few points of bludgeoning damage, but you managed to retain your grip. Last rolls, Donovan and Bixby.
2 damage for a slip. Now I know it's rigged. Okay, much better on my second roll. 11.
Oh, no. Natural 1 for a total of 6.
Don't hide the natural one, Jeff. What happens?
Bixby, you look up to see what's happening with Donovan, only to realize your mistake a moment too late. A shower of rocks and dust flies into your eyes. You instinctively try to clean them, forgetting to hold the rope for a second, but a second is all it takes.
If I'm watching Donovan to Jeff, would I see Bixby slip? And can I get out of the way?
Make a dex save.
Oh no, what's the damage, Jeff? Only a 7.
You try to get out of the way, but don't make it in time. Bixby crashes into you, slamming you both into the jagged rocks. Bixby, you would have taken 5 damage, but now you share it, 2.5 each, rounding down to 2.
Just like Donovan.
Great.
I dust myself off as best as I can and move carefully across the rocks, hoisting up my ropes to easily get across.
Ah, nerd.
As you approach the ship, you can see it has taken tremendous damage. A large gash along the side is visible, with the bow submerged and the stern above water.
Can we see any survivors?
No sign of life, no clothing, no cargo, just shattered wood. Do you want to investigate further?
Not at the moment. That's all I needed to know.
I would like to climb onto the ship and see if there is an easy way inside.
Climbing up, you see the easiest way in is to swim and squeeze through the hole where water is rushing in.
No, thank you.
On the deck, you see that the only entrance to the ship's belly is now underwater.
I relay that info to the team and offer a hand to anyone who wants to follow.
We all gratefully accept and assess the situation. What are we thinking? What's the best way into the home?
Do we all have to, go in? I'd really not like to get my hair wet. I just had it washed,
We might pause on such a crucial decision. How should the party get into this ship and uncover who or what remains inside?
I've got a few ideas, but I'm eager to see how this unfolds. Looks like I'll have to wait another week. Thanks, Jeff, and everyone.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks, Obama. This intro to Tabletop has been awesome.
Thank you, guys, and thanks to my fans and subscribers. It's truly, truly tremendous. Please keep leaving me compliments and criticism for Obama so he can continue to learn.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching and playing. Can't wait to see where this adventure unfolds.
And so concludes our third session, with our party having arrived at the lost ship they were tasked to find. Next session, it seems the party will attempt to enter the ship and strive to uncover the mysteries surrounding both its disappearance and what happened to the crew. Thank you all, and good night.
Hurry up, Joey. Time's a-wasting. Sit your butt down.
In a rush today, cowboy?
Yeah, what's the rush, partner? Why so hasty?
Isn't it obvious, people?
Guys, we found the ship. I'm about to dive into what my gamer sense is telling me is surely a fight. It's been 4 sessions now, Jeff. Give me a taste of combat.
All in good time, George, my eager friend. First, we'll promise Joey a turn at the recap of last session. Joe, ready to bring us home?
Yeah, of course, but first, usually Obama does something with the comments.
I do love to shout out some of my favorite comments, but given how many we got and that George's patience is waning, I might save that for the end. I know those guys are watching the full session.
Heck yeah.
Oh, great. Well, last week we spoke to a couple of shopkeepers to gather clues. One really nice guy, red fern or round beard or something, and then this lady who just was no help at all, was she? Anyway, then I rolled a nat 20, found the ship, and boom, saved the day.
Whoa there. Not yet, Joey. I'll be the one storming that ship, rescuing Max, and saving the day.
Now, Taurus stands at the edge of the awkwardly angled ship, its hull partially submerged, partly thrown onto the rocks, creating a steep slope. The water churns below as you prepare to act.
How do I get down? Is there a ladder, or do I just jump?
There's a ladder, but it leads straight into the water, flooding the lower hull.
No way I'm getting my hair wet. You know the deal?
At least we know Donovan's his hair.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything at all.
Boys, no. Jeff, I take a quick look around. Anything else that looks like a better way in?
An interesting intersection of requests, Taurus. Make me both a perception and investigation check, please.
No, screw that. I'm jumping in horns first. Axe not far behind.
Oh, come on.
What did he do?
Are you all going down?
I guess so. Looks like we don't have much of a choice.
If the bull's going, I guess we've got to go too. Can't leave him to mess things up on his own. I mean, we don't leave our friends behind.
Or weren't you the one talking about professionalism last session?
I'm diving down, Jeff, ready to brace for impact with my hands and horns.
As Taurus dives, a wave surges up, sending a large splash over the rest of the party.
Well, great, I'm already wet, so I might as well join the party.
Surely there's a better way to approach our first combat than through an amphibious landing.
Amphibious landing, you say? That reminds me of...
Once I'm 2 rungs down the ladder, I'm going to grab Aristos' ankle and pull him down with me.
I'm not even going to give you a save, Barak. Aristos is going in. His grip is too sudden, and the deck is too slippery and wet for you to keep your grip. You splash into the cool water.
Wait up. I'm coming too. Don't leave old Bixby behind.
Excellent, excellent. You all plunge into the ship's hull. The water cold at first, but it feels surprisingly refreshing. You find yourself in darkness for a moment, but soon your eyes adjust. It's flooded halfway up the deck, but you can wade through to where it's quite shallow and easier to stand. Junk and debris float around. Be careful.
When will I know when there's combat, Jeff? Can I swing at any monster?
Stupendous question, George. Given that we are moving through this space carefully, I might demonstrate now how initiative works. We're not in combat right at this moment, but it will get you used to the mechanics. To do this, I'll move us all to our first battle map. Does that work for everyone?
I like moving through important spaces in initiative, to be honest. I know it's slower and more game-like, but I enjoy the strategic aspect.
I'd like to see how it works, Jeff. Great idea.
Flexible thinking is my specialty, Jeff. If you need to tweak some things, go right ahead.
Perfect. Give me a second to switch over the map. Okay, can everyone see it clearly? All right, here's the ship. It's hard to capture the angle perfectly from the top down, but you're all facing uphill, currently swimming in the cramped space under the deck. Let's roll our first real initiative.
Yeah, finally. Hope I don't mess this up.
George, you're one of the best gamers I know. Well, except in Wii games. You've got this?
Yeah, Taurus is a mean guy. Hope I can keep up.
Keep being hopeful.
Gentlemen, I'm ready for your rolls, please.
I got a measly 15.
Measly. I rolled a 13 and felt pretty good about it.
Taurus clocked and slower with an 8, but hey, what he lacks in speed, he makes up for in brute strength.
Got a 5. Can we please get out of this water? My fur is all soggy.
Donovan, you're up first. Take the lead.
Tremendous. My natural position. Jeff, how does swimming work? Is it like running?
I will explain the intricacies of in-game movement speeds after the session. For now, since the water's shallower and you can push off from the roof, your movement won't be penalized.
Great.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, well, I want to sprint like you showed Taurus in our first session. Movement and dash. Wow, the map reveals as you move. I am allowed to move all at once, right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Well, then I'm doing the same. But I'll come around to flank. I have to say, Jeff, as I move around the ship, the music, the ocean sound, the map, all perfect.
Agreed.
Tremendous.
Me too, while the map does reveal.
It's a neat trick.
D&D has changed a lot since I first played. What happened to the good old paper maps?
How would we put this out to our subscribers on YouTube if we played on paper?
Stop talking, it is my turn. I'd like to move cautiously this time, Jeff. Can I be ready if any pirates jump out?
Yes, you can pause movement at any point and make or prepare an attack should the need arise.
Perfect. I'm sprinting up the stairs. Whoa, who are you? And what are you doing here?
Donovan, you come across what can only be the scene of a recent battle. 2 gaping holes in the port side of the ship, 3 more bodies, and 4 people seemingly alive if unmoving. You also see a chest on the table.
I'll step over the first body using my dash action and move over here.
Of course, you go straight for the chest, Don.
That body is an unconscious crew member, a large human.
Well, Aristos, I was actually moving towards these 2 conscious guys, right, Jeff? I'm going to ask them some questions.
You're sprinting, so you'll need to wait for the next turn for a full conversation, but I'll allow a solitary question.
I'm surprised you could talk at all after all that running, Donnie.
I asked the 2 bleeding men who did this.
In front of you are the 2 men profusely bleeding. One is a halfling or dwarf. It's hard to tell in armor, the other a human. They both have eyes locked on the hole spilling out to the air. The human responds without moving.
It's out there.
Aristos, you're up.
I also move up and survey the scene. I'd like to piece this all together. Describe the chest to me, please, Jeff.
Oh, now you want to know about the chest. Typical.
I see 4 guys seemingly positioned protectively around it. It's clearly important.
Hurry up already.
All right. I'd like to quickly check the 2 injured guys. Let's see if they're mortally wounded. Rolled a 16, Jeff, on my medicine check.
With all the carnage around you, the flotsam floating in the flood, the bodies, you take a moment to focus on the 2 men left standing, if you could call it that. Hunched over, the halfling leaning on his sword like a tripod.
Hey!
Teehee, why did you say it like that?
Enough distractions.
The 2 men had mostly superficial wounds, scratches, bruises, and the sword, nothing too deep or life-threatening.
Taurus, here's Donovan jabbering, so I'm running over to check the scene and then on the unconscious guy by the chest.
As you say, there are 2 unconscious men slumped against the table where the chest sits. They're both gripping weapons, but their eyes are shut. Roll a medicine check, Taurus.
Well, only an 8.
With an 8, you can tell they're both breathing, but they're in rough shape, bleeding pretty bad.
I give one of them a little nudge with my foot.
The bearded man groans, grip tightens on his sword. You notice something familiar about him, Taurus.
It's Max, roll for his brother. Has to be.
Well, hot dang, Jeff, is that true?
Indeed, Taurus, this man bears a striking resemblance to Roll 4.
This is some real malarkey. Didn't you just complain about long turns, George?
I'm done.
Well, then I'm going to move in and up the stairs. You, Aristos, how did you get over there? I'm stuck on the stairs with this gross steady. Does it smell, Jeff?
Fortunately for you, Bixby, the salty sea air masks most of the smell.
My turn, tremendous. Since that man's max, I'm going to try patching him up.
Another medicine check. Let's see what you got.
Ugh, a 6. Ridiculous. I end my turn.
Tough break. I'll turn to the man who answered Donovan and ask, are you all that's left of the crew?
His eyes are still fixed on the holes in the hull, but he nods.
Follow up. Are you the Akedemik's crew? He sent us out here to find them.
He nods again.
Last one, friend. Are you protecting that chest?
Another nod.
I move over to look out the window. Can I see anything? Any movement in the water?
It's less of a window and more of a large hole, but you don't see anything immediately, but feel free to roll if you want to take a better look.
I'll pass for now. Instead, I want to inspect how these two bodies died.
You examine the man. He's got a jagged gash, his insides spilling out onto the floor, seeping through the boards. The woman's body is mangled, her arms and face broken at odd angles, her body drained.
Jeff, please stop.
Shush, Joe.
Shut it, Sleepy.
Taurus shouts to the two men near Donovan, I'm getting Max ready to move. You might want to do the same with your friend.
The men stay focused on the water, barely acknowledging you. They look haunted, like they're staring at death itself. Go ahead, make your check.
Oh, well, what's a 10 give me?
He's stable enough for now, but definitely needs real medical attention.
Inspired by Bixby and Aristo's last session, I whip out my rope and start crafting a sling to carry him.
You can fashion a sling next turn. Bixby.
I rush over and do a medicine check to help this man over here. Rolled a 17.
Our president, everyone.
Still a better president than you. But I have to say, Bixby, that was an awful decision. Jeff, can Bixby do something else?
Sorry, since Bixby already rolled, I'll have to say no. And with that check, Bixby, you realize this man is clearly deceased. There's a hole through his trousers, and whatever caused it has taken a chunk out of him.
After that failure, I'd like to.
Hold on, Donovan.
What? He's done with his turn.
Maybe. Oh, but I'm not.
What?
What does that mean?
Here we go.
Bixby's sharp eyes catch at first. What you thought was just a wave turns out to be something else. A monstrous shape rises from the water and surges toward you. It bites you, Bixby, with an 18. That's 4 points of damage.
4 points. Okay, not so bad.
Only 4. This thing's going to be a pushover.
But it's not done yet. The sea serpent lashes out with its tail. This one's a 14, which I believe misses you.
Yep, dodged it. Phew. This wasn't so bad after all.
Hey, too easy. This monster is nothing. My tremendous power will crush it.
Stay sharp, everyone. Things are only heating up.
Right you are, Obama. That was just the surprise round. The serpent rolled a 16 for initiative, so it's up first.
What? This has to be rigged.
Hey, no fair. How'd I get caught off guard?
You were looking at Max and trying to prepare him for transportation, not readying yourself for combat.
Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Wait, how'd it reach me? I'm not close enough.
Monsters with long-range melee strikes aren't that rare, Bixby. You can do the same with pole arms. As a hunter fighter, this shouldn't surprise you.
Oh yeah, right.
This time, as the serpent lunges up into the ship, it's aimed at Aristo, seeing how close he was on the serpent's last attempt at getting into the ship. Oh, not a great roll. Its lunging bite has missed him, and you manage to step out the way. Feeling confident, you gather yourself, not ready for the tail that comes whipping in. The 20 total will hit you.
A 20? Yeah, no avoiding that one.
That's 11 points of damage, Aristos.
Well, I'm done.
Oof, 11 would have knocked me flat in one hit as well.
This is our first ever battle, Jeff. Why are you trying to kill us?
You don't look like the kind of gamer who plays on easy, Donald. I made this encounter the appropriate challenge. It's your turn, so you can keep talking or you can win.
I'm a winner. No doubt about that. So here's what we are going to do. As much as I want to shoot this monster, and I could probably kill it in one turn, mind you, I think we need to be strategic. I actually bought a health potion last session. Jeff, you said I can feed a potion with my action, correct?
Yep, that's how they work.
Here's the plan. I'll heal a bomb. Me and Aristos, and you two, Taurus Bixby, make this monster regret attacking us.
Yes, sir.
Sure, Donnie.
If I move up and use my action to apply the potion to Aristos, then I'll spend sorcery points to quicken spell metamagic fairy fire. That's how it works, right?
What a brilliant move, Donovan. Definitely one of the best opening combat actions I've seen.
Let's just say I did some studying with Obama, plus read a lot of D&D memes to get combat ready.
Well, the preparation paid off. You revived Aristotle just in time for his turn. Donald, since you applied the potion, I'll get you to roll for the healing. It's 2d4 plus 2. And what's your spell save DC?
My DC is 14, which are the D4s, these little pyramid ones. Okay, that's 2 2s, so a total of 6 health for you Aristos.
Donald, wizards are squishy. My maximum health is only 7. So 6 HP is nearly perfect.
Nerd.
The serpent's instantly lit up with a golden glow. The fairy fire has taken effect, perfect for targeting. You finished dazzling us this turn, Donald?
I am brilliant, yes.
I cough and splutter as the remainder of the liquid health is caught in my throat. I look to thank Donovan, for saving me from what I thought was my final moment. But I see he's already up and casting a spell on the beast. Instead, inspired, I would like to stand and move away. Given its attack bonus, this may be a stupid mistake, but I'm dead if it comes to me again, and anyway. Hit me, Jeff. What's the op attack?
I got an 11 to hit. Does that get past your AC?
Alas, no, my AC is in fact 12. Oh, thank Hermes himself, I am speed. I move away from where it looks like the serpent can reach in turn, letting off 3 little darts of black energy in the form of magic missile. Total damage is up pretty good. Nearly max damage with 13 points of force damage.
My turn. Finally. I feel I've been waiting longer than the shadow of a canyon. Firstly, I would like to... and shouting a war cry of my brother's back home time to get horny and charge in with my head aiming for the serpent's neck.
George.
No way, Bush. That battle cry is not happening.
I like it.
Take that as a warning, George.
Well, the other one I had down was horns be with you, but I'm the only one with horns. Okay, point taken. I thought it would be a little funny, but I'll just make my attack for now and think of a better battle cry soon.
Thanks to Donovan's fairy fire, the serpent is glowing softly, making it an easy target. All your attacks against it have advantage, so you get to roll 2 d20s and take the better result, just like when you did the perception check.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's a 11. And oh boy, 16, does that hit?
Normally, I won't give you all the armor class of my baddies. You will need to work it out in combat with hits and misses. Today, I will tell you it is 14, as this creature has armored plates and spines along its back, but it is also quite large and cumbersome.
Well, awesome. I drive my horns back up into the exposed head of the sea monster, dealing 14 points of damage. Great first hit. Guys, this DNED stuff is pretty fun.
Oh, excellent, George. The monstrous form of the sea serpent rears back, clearly feeling the damage done by your charge attack, Taurus.
I can't see the monster's health, Jeff.
Hey, neither. How am I supposed to know how I'm damaging?
That's the neat part. You don't.
Huh?
Don't worry, I'll describe the changes your characters notice as we go. I'll let you know when it's bloodied, which means half health, and critical when it's below a quarter. Bixby, ready for your turn.
Okay, well, sounds fun, Jeff. I am going to duck under any retaliation against Taurus' attack and wait for an opportunity to shoot off an arrow. I rolled a 21 to hit. Does that hit, Jeff?
Yes, it does, Joe. I just said the target AC for this monster is 14, so anything 14 or above will hit.
Oh, right. And assuming the 21 hits, my arrow does 7 damage. Ending my turn.
Great, Joe. Now it's back to me. The serpent, seeing Donovan running across the deck, lashes out with its teeth. That's a 19 to hit.
Why always me? I guess I am the most dangerous.
As its head breaks through the ship's deck, you try to dodge, but it catches your right heel in its teeth, dealing 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy, okay, I'm still alive.
Make a concentration check.
All right, yep, above a 10, so still holding it. But I can't take another one of those.
Taurus, after you gored the head, it reels back away from you. Your moment of satisfaction is instantly wiped away as you realize too late. It was a feint. The serpent's tail whips and rolls well. Another 20 to hit. So that's
I'm raging, remember, so a lot of damage types to our half.
Oh, wow, 12 damage to Taurus total. So half to 6 for you, Taurus.
Jeff, we're a level 1. That would have outright KO'd anyone else.
Maybe for your squishy nerd character, Obama, I probably calls have taken it. It's fine. We can do this. Level 2 or die trying.
I'm still up and doing okay. 6 points isn't enough to shake me yet.
See, plus it's my turn now. I'm going to risk it, and seeing how Aristos dodged its pathetic headbutt, I will follow.
It has its reaction back.
I knew that.
Clearly not the sea serpent's night for finding opportune moments to attack. Your AC is what, Don?
Currently 13.
Your gamble pays off, Donovan.
Tremendous. Having expertly backed away to safety, I roll an attack, and you see a bolt of gold, fiery energy shoot out, strike the exposed tail that hit Taurus. With advantage easy, 19 Jeff, and only 6 points of damage.
Excellent, Donovan.
From my position at the rear, I'd like to cast another magic missile, Jeff. I keep my rain of missiles up.
Sounds like a strategy you have used before.
I'm ignoring that. Jeff, 12
hey,
total damage.
If it worked in
Taurus needs some sweet revenge. I'm swinging at whatever's closest Jeff.
Oh, excellent. The sea serpent has somewhat retreated out of the ship, looking to find its next opportunity to strike. But wildly comes the axe blade of Taurus.
Yeah, at 21. Can't get away from me, you supersized side slider. That's actually a big hit to match. 13 points of damage.
With that, the sea serpent now visibly bleeding, its thick dark purple blood starting to stain the deck of the ship, its movements and actions seem more frantic. Pixby.
Well done, Taurus, you are inspirational. I notch another arrow fire back at it. Oh, wow. I hit 2. Again, 23.
No one has missed yet. This is incredible from our first combat at level 1.
I hate to acknowledge a work-for-nothing sorcerer, but opening with fairy fire really has been clutch.
Thank you, gentlemen. I assure you I am more than great, tremendous good looks.
And you ruined him.
Guys, it's only 7 points of damage. Still a lucky roll. 2 7s in a row. Might be my new favorite number.
The serpent is definitely second-guessing its assault now. The resistance here is much stronger than it anticipated.
Hey, yeah, what are those two doing?
They're stuck too loyal to abandon their friends, but too frightened to engage.
Hesitation will get you killed.
The serpent has one target left on its mind, the hand extending out of the ship that just took out a chunk of its side. It's going to bite down and grasp onto your hand with an 18, doing 10 total damage.
Baddest line Donovan. Jeff Rage halves that to 5. It's okay, fellas, I'm just a bit woozy, but I'm standing.
As you yank your hand away from its jagged teeth, the serpent takes the opportunity to finish the job, rolling a follow-up 22. That will do 12 points of damage.
Even half that's enough to drop me. Taurus collapses, clutching his bloodied hand.
Without hesitating, Donovan is going to fire another bolt of golden energy at the serpent, pushing it away from my friend.
Anna, I was hoping to stay here. Well, boys, time for me to shine. You all see Aristos charge forward. To cover my advance, I am going to be shooting a firebolt off. That's actually a 22. Wow. Advantage is huge. Hey, now 10 damage. Dice gods are in our favor. And I continue to rush forward, diving to place a hand on Taurus. Using my bonus action, I will use my racial ability, Healing Light, and restore 1 HP to my unconscious friend. I watch to make sure he comes to me. Looking now to come to Taurus, I shout you better get back to safety. As I retreat back.
Wow, what a neat trick.
Now who's clutch?
Looking at Aristos, I say? No, sir, not me. I'm a Texan. We don't retreat. The world should have learned that at the Alamo. I know if I don't stand and swing, that this creature will just grab one of my fearless friends instead. I am going to take a deep breath and face my first death like a true long strider. On my feet swinging, Jeff, I'm going to stand and make my attack roll. And hey, 23 to hit. No rage damage, but still 12 points. I'm not backing down.
That's some amazing action, George. A quick note. Aristos, you've provoked an attack of opportunity when retreating. I've applied only 4 points of damage. The attack roll was a 17. When coming back into Taurus, you could all visibly see the damage it has taken, but now following 2 more attacks, the serpent is in a critical state. The water below is churning purple. Bixby, the monster hunter, can you finish this battle off like so many before?
Sure can. My turn is going to be shooting again. Oh, only a 16 this time. Does that hit?
Yes, Joe.
I am keeping it quick to drive home the continuous hurt to the creature. That's a better damage roll. 8 points of piercing damage.
Anything else on your turn, Bixby?
Oh, man.
Oh, no, we can't keep this up.
Ah, no, Jeff, nothing, I guess.
With heavy wounds and fierce resistance in front of it, the serpent chooses to flee, disengaging from combat. Congratulations on your first battle, everyone. How are we feeling?
I feel like jumping in and swimming it down.
Yeah, you stole our victory kill from us.
I wanted my trophy.
Gentlemen, this is an absolute win. Look at us, we're all on the brink. I'm out of spells and Donovan's probably close. The serpent's gone, and the ship is ours. That's what matters.
On that excellent note, I'm going to wrap up tonight's session. You have all fought and survived, something a lot of level 1 parties don't manage to do in their first encounter. Some really clever and surprisingly selfless actions by a once disjointed party. Will this hold up now that the pressures of combat are over? Can't wait to find out next week.
Before we end, I said at the very start that I'd like to highlight the comments section again. Our loyal fans and subscribers give us such a great time and some really fun and engaging feedback. I hope you all like and enjoy working some of your ideas in, and just know many more are filed away for story-appropriate times. Nothing is missed.
I have to agree, it has been really quite inspiring to a humble billionaire president like me to receive such glowing feedback. There were a few comments last week saying I was too shouty. Well, blame poor budgeting by the Dems. Obama got cheapo mics, and I needed shout to be picked up at all. I have gone and bought a new bright mic. Please let me know if you have been denied my beautiful voice in all its glory again today.
He did buy his own mic, but there was nothing wrong with mine.
This is fake news.
Guys, there are so many questions. Who are these guys and why didn't they fight? Is one of them really Max the Smith's brother?
I mean, Jeff did answer it, the one confirming yes.
What's in the chest?
Who really is the Akedemik and why did he send us here?
Didn't you notice that Jeff said that the monster was trying to get past it?
Yeah, maybe, but I want the treasure in the chest. Probably worth a lot more to the Akedemik than 30 gold.
We need to save this energy for next session, yo. The most important question is what could a catchphrase be for me when I use my gore horn attack? I'll try some of the best ones out. Comment below. Thanks to everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks everyone again.
Thanks, fans.
Bye, everyone.
Hello, my wonderful adventurers. I am, of course, your dungeon master, or as some may say, game master, depending on your locale, Jeff Goldblum, and I am thrilled to welcome you back to this most exciting episode of Presidents Play Dungeons & Dragons. Our campaign, the 148th Olympiad, set in this delightful fantasy version of the ancient world. Now, while I set myself up, Obama, why don't you tell me how Aristos and the party fared last session?
Well, thank you, Jeff, for the privilege. Before I get into it, I wanted to wish everyone a happy Halloween. As our campaign is just getting started, we debated doing a Halloween special, but thought it might interrupt the story we have here. Perhaps next year?
Cut the crap. Obama, the people deserve the truth.
What do you mean, that is the truth?
Don't start fibbing now, Joey.
All right, I tried, Joey. Well, after Jeff proposed the one-shot idea, Damn the Alien series, we started exploring characters and a map until Joey actually wet himself in well that actually just made our minds up for us.
Not a chance. I was sitting through a few hours of that. Nope, I had enough at the debates.
Look, spaceships are scary as hell. You got monsters inside, nothing that's outside. How's that not terrifying? Really, that's the stuff of nightmares.
It's all fake, Joey. Get a grip.
Well, anyway, now that's out of the bag. I should continue with the recap.
Sure, but since you mentioned bags, I thought I'd throw these out on the table.
Is that McDonald's?
Gross, I can't have that. It's not healthy enough. If I'm stuck with McDonald's, I usually just get some apple slices.
Yeah, George, leftovers from my shift, the boss said I could keep M. Great boss really connected with his employees. Reminds me of myself, honestly. Chips, Big Macs, ice cream.
Such malarkey. No one would trust your wrinkled ass to be hygienic with their chips.
Joey, don't even try it. You were practically sucking down that ice cream before I could say a word.
What he means is that it was clearly just a cheap political stunt. They closed down the McDonald's and everything.
All right. Let's reel it back in, shall we? We're losing sight of the adventure.
Right? Our subscribers, gentlemen, this week we hit 420 subscribers. This is insane. I will come to the comments later in some more detail, but honestly, I never thought we'd get 400 views per episode, let alone 400 subscribers. What an achievement. Thank you really to everyone. It means so much to us.
400. Really? Wow.
If you want to be part of making this channel even greater again, smash that sub button. We will deliver the goods, don't you doubt it.
Come on, folks, back to the story before Jeff gets mad and makes us fight another monster.
Back to me then, I guess. So the story so far goes, after meeting the mysterious and charming Akedemik and getting prepared for our adventure, gathering clues and tools. The local blacksmith was very helpful, but also asked us to keep an eye out for his brother Max. We set out along the cliff line in order to track down any remnants of the ship. Fortunately, we had expert tracker Bixby with us, and he spotted where the ruined ship had washed up against the rocks at the base of a cliff not too far away.
Simon, hurry it up.
No, Obama, I am enjoying the thorough recap. I didn't know how to take notes for all of it.
I never listened to them, Joe. You know that best of all. So having spotted the rock, we team efforted some ropes down the cliffs, getting into the ship with a bit of a Leroy Jenkins moment from Taurus.
Yeah, well, you know what? No fair.
Well, then we investigated the inside of the ship and found some surviving crew, but many more dead, and a chest that all the survivors seemed to be protected. We never got a chance to investigate any more of the ship as we got quickly set upon by the suspected cause of the ship's disaster, a huge sea serpent bent on getting into the ship. We managed with some seriously close call and clutch moments from the party to drive it off and get it to Earth's another ship.
Guys, you know what Obama has just reminded me of? Taurus went to the blacksmith for tridents. Ultimately, the weapon most iconic for fighting sea monsters like a sea serpent, and he didn't even use one.
AI.
Great call, Donald. I never even thought of that. L.O. George Taurus was caught up in the moment, huh?
Those tridents are for range fights. I thought about it, but everyone's dropping like flies, so I had to get in close. I'm the only tank here after all. 2 squishy mages means I'm basically on my own.
Squishy? Me? I'm anything but squishy.
Sure.
Donald, I've been reading the forums, and they say most sorcerers end up being glass cannons.
Will I?
Gentlemen, the stage is set. You are in the underbelly of this ship. Now combat is over. You notice moves ever so slightly every time a wave crashes into the side. The wood creaks and groans with each move. You're not in immediate danger, but time is running out. The light's going, and if you wait too long, you'll be searching in the dark.
Guys, I made enough rigging to get one of these 2 unconscious men up the cliff at a time. If we have to do 2 in the dark and wet, well, things start to become risky. Slipping down now. Not a pretty sight after that fight.
Yep, you're right, Taurus. We also have to get the chest up there.
Oh, so now we're taking the chest too, huh?
You know we have to?
Yeah, obviously, Jeff, I'm going to scour the ship for anything useful. I'm not leaving empty-handed.
Excellent, I'll help.
Smart move, Don. Roll for it. First one tonight.
I am going to scavenge the ship. I'm not ready to go back into the water, but I will crack open the easy-to-reach chests. Anything providing resistance shall be where I call in the strength of Taurus to pry open any lids or locks. I got a 17 in investigation, Jeff. I don't want to take all day, just a quick rummage to find anything useful.
You mean valuable?
Obviously.
Brace yourself, Donovan. With a roll of 17, you uncover a collection worthy of champions. Starting with the humble but oh so useful carpenter's tools, navigator's tools, cook's utensils, tinker's tools, perfect for all your tinkering needs. Leatherworker's tools, woodcarver's tools, fishing tackle, and of course the basics. Torches, ropes, crowbars, pittons, hammers, your standard adventuring fare.
Tools, that's it. I want treasure, not a toolbox.
Tools. Oh yeah, give me those carpenter's tools and ropes. Climbing kit or two, and I'll be ready to wrangle any challenge.
Fishing gear? Yes, please. I'll grab that and the navigator's tools. No getting lost on my watch.
I'm not trusting you with navigation.
We move on to the more intriguing finds: weapons, heavy crossbows, spears and shields. Most damaged, but some salvageable. Grappling hooks, perfect for scaling cliffs. Harpoons, fishing spears, anchor grapples. Oh yes, there's more. Diving helmets and breathing helmets.
A fishing crew with diving equipment and heavy crossbows? Yeah, this is fishy, don't you think?
Who cares? Grappling hooks, harpoons. Oh, this is just getting better. I'll take them all. I can use a shield, right, Jeff?
Sure can.
Diving helmets and breathing tubes. Now this is the stuff. I'm taking him. You never know when you'll need to get wet.
Are you both forgetting that we have 4 men in a chest to help up the cliff?
You forget who's got the muscles, little wizard.
You take what you like, Taurus. I'm referring to Bixby and the diving helmets.
And last, but certainly not least, shackles and chains, and oh, here we go, silvered weapons, hunting gear, and the remains of a healer's kit, stripped of anything useful, I'm afraid.
Silvered weapons again. Why can't we get gold weapons like in Call of Duty?
What's a silvered weapon? Are they shiny or what?
Haven't you played Skyrim? The companion's quest line?
Well, yeah.
Come on, Joey. Silvered weapons are just normal weapons with a little silver worked into the metal. They help deal a little extra damage against some monsters, undead, stuff like that.
Right, of course. I'll look for small silvered short swords, Jeff.
But silvered weapons. Come on, guys, this is strange.
As they go on about silver weapons, I'm grabbing the harnesses and rope. Jeff, gonna make some climbing gear, cause we're gonna need it, especially the ones KO'd.
I had an idea about that. I was thinking Donovan and I could try and blow a hole in the side of the ship. The sea monster and rocks have already done most of the job. 1 clean shot each and we all duck out.
Hold on. What if blowing a hole brings the whole ship down on us?
I'm way too good looking to die in a busted up ship.
You hear that creaking? It's a miracle it hasn't collapsed already. How are we supposed to swim everyone out without the whole thing caving in on us?
Aristos, my friend, let's put that brain to work. Roll me an intelligence check.
Damn. Even with my modifier, I rolled a 7.
A 7? You've got little knowledge of ship construction and no clue how to break it safely without bringing it all down.
Yeah, that's fair, but I still say 1 quick blast over here in the corner and we'll have an exit before the ship collapses.
You know what? I actually like this plan. Blasting a hole in the ship sounds like something I'd enjoy.
Okay, Jeff, I'll look at Taurus and Bixby. You are both on being the strongest of us to pull the 2 unconscious friends out.
I've got Max, you take the little one.
Sure thing.
I line us both up, Donovan, pick out a clear target. On 3, we fire. But first, let's check if the survivors have any objections.
The one who spoke before looks at you and says,
Aristos, I don't care what these losers have to say. They've been useless. We need to figure out who's grabbing the chest. Bixby and Taurus are busy.
Don, I hate to break it to you, but we might have to leave it. The Akedemik didn't ask for the chest, and our lives are more important.
They literally fought to their last breath for that chest, Aristos. There's no way it's not important.
All right, Don, we blow the hole, save everyone. And if the ship's still standing after, we can dive back for the chest, or maybe even lasso it. Either way, safety first.
Come on, spell boys, hurry up and blast that wall.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, I cast Firebolt.
I'm also blasting it.
You don't need to roll to hit. It's a stationary wall. Just give me your damage.
6.
Ha, weakling. I did 8 points of force damage.
The wall's starting to buckle under the damage.
More.
7 this time.
I got an 8.
You've weakened the wall, but the ceiling is creaking and groaning under the strain. The roof's starting to buckle.
Forget this. If we wait for you, we're all dead. I grab Max by the sling I have already fashioned, and I'm going to run right at the wall, horns first, laughing.
No, stop. You could kill us all.
Seeing Taurus make a move, I grab the other guy by his rigging and dash to follow.
As I run past Aristos, I shout, I'm feeling horny, and crash into the wall for 9 points of damage.
Just like the Kool-Aid man, you break through the wall, only to slip and fall onto the rocks, Max's weight coming down on top of you.
Oh.
I'm right behind him.
You slip and fall into the pile too, Bixby, but the blow is softened by the 3 men below you. Aristos, Donovan, as you contemplate what just happened, you feel the rush of the 2 other sailors dash out into the free air, pushing past you both.
Hey,
You realize what's happening. The ceiling's cracking and splintering. The ship can't handle the damage anymore.
We're getting out of here, Jeff.
Roll a dex save to dodge the falling debris.
16. Nailed it. Donovan, your turn.
How heavy is it, Jeff?
Eyes ever on the prize, Donovan. True to character. I would say it looks to be about 10 to 15 pounds from your inspection and its movement so far.
You can't make it.
Jeff, tell me what roll I need to make to cast Mage Hand on the other side of the chest and shove it as hard as it can right at me while I dash back at it, then dive out into the night. My hand doesn't need to carry it right, just give me some momentum, so weight-wise this should be fine.
Hell yeah, that's my boy. This is how we play. On the edge.
Oh, golly.
Do you have a second character ready? How much HP you on? Even half damage probably kills you.
Perhaps. Jeff, what do I roll?
This isn't going to be just one roll, but a series of chain reactions, and each one has to go your way for the next to succeed. First up, I need a spell attack roll. There's no attack here, but it's for how fast you can pull off a cantrip under pressure and throw it with full force. Then you'll need an athletics check to catch the chest midair, and finally a dex save to dodge the collapsing roof. Since you're lingering in the danger zone, your DCs are higher than Aristos. We're talking 15, 17, and 19. Still feel lucky enough to grab that chest?
I'm ready. I don't lose if I'm going out. It's going to be on Halloween. Perfect, really? I can come back as a ghoul. Spell save first. This should be a breeze. I've already crushed. Wait, what? Rigged, obviously.
Alrighty.
He rolled a 13.
Well, honestly, that's close enough, Donovan. I'm excited to see where this goes. The chest doesn't come right at you as you dash back towards it. Instead, the strength of the mage hand fails and it's now sawing for your knees.
I make a great catch with an 18, Jeff. Surely.
Despite the mage hand losing power, you drop down to make the catch. Time seems to slow down as the roof starts collapsing above you with splinters already cutting into your fine red cape. Make your final roll.
I know you don't love my stories, Donovan, but before I got that natural 20, I had this gut feeling, like I needed to be the lookout. I'm getting that feeling again.
Bixby, I don't need to hear about your digestion again. Back to my important heroic roll. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Well, I'm not sure how to feel.
You got a natural 20. How can you feel anything but great?
Because it feels like it was rigged by Bixby.
Trump gets a natural 20 and complains. Nobody else. Nobody.
Wow, with that natural 20 for a total of 22, you spring from your crouch position and vault yourself out just in time before the ship crumbles, sliding into the waves. The chest slams into Aristos, but Donovan, you land gracefully on Bixby.
Ouch, why me?
He did it.
I'm tremendous, I know. This DNED stuff is E. I want to open the chest.
Now, here, in the dark, on wet, slippery rocks, you'll lose whatever's in there, just like in an ice plains biome.
I'm opening it. I have to know what we risked our lives for.
Donovan Aristos is right. We'll get up the cliffs, get these people medical care, and then deal with the chest. It's not going anywhere. Now everyone off me right now or I start cutting.
I'm all for it. Let's get out of here and back to some dry land.
Fine, I guess that makes sense.
We have to be strategic. How do we get everyone up there quickly and safely?
Being at the bottom of a pile of people, I had some time to think. So here it is. We have 2 sets of harnesses from the ship and the 2 unconscious people rigged to move. As the strongest, I will come up first using a harness to enhance my speed. I'm going to take Aristos up with me on the other rope. Also now in his harness. Once we are up, we will throw our harnesses down and you, Bixby, will attach the rope to Max and the dwarf.
I'm actually a halfling. I just eat a lot.
He and me too, little guy.
Enough. Aristos help the half-dwarf. I hoist up Max.
I have a name.
And when I want to hear it, I will be sure to ask. For now you are dwarf, halfing, half-dwarf, whatever the man with the horn says, you are okay. Taurus. Back to you.
Let's see that intimidation roll, Donald.
Yeah, I did okay, using my charisma that's a 15.
Without a word, he just sits down in silence.
I thought so. Exactly why I need you to stay behind Donovan. After that, Bixby repeats with the next 2. Finally, Donovan, you are the vanguard.
To speed things up, given you have such a structured plan and have already got all the gear required, I will say that after half an hour's grueling work, pulling multiple people, ropes and sets of equipment, up, you all are at the top of the cliff.
Don't forget the chest.
Taurus didn't include it in the plan.
Come on, Taurus, I'm not leaving the chest behind. What role do I need to go after it?
Kidding, Don, I am not taking that chest away from you. Not in this moment anyway. At the top, your muscles throb from the fight and climb. As the adrenaline dies down, the familiar post-battle shakes begin to take hold. From your vantage point on the cliff, you take a breath and realize it's only been an hour since you set those grappling hooks. The dirt is still freshly disturbed.
I am not letting go of the chest.
Y'all obsessed, ha.
Pause for a second, Donovan. Let's talk first. Taurus Bixby, please tend to the injured. Give me a moment, Donovan. I'll catch you up soon.
Sure can. Come here, little guy. Let me look after you.
In the dark, while everyone rests, it's easy to step away from the party and be lost in darkness quickly and completely. With the howling wind and the sounds of the ocean, you feel comfortable you are unheard. Anything but the most intimate words whispered or lost.
Out with it. What's the big secret?
Something about these 2 doesn't sit right with me. Rolfer seemed nice, but who knows what his brother got mixed in.
You don't need to tell me twice. I never trust a coward.
Shy. Yeah, I know. We both agree something is off. I say we try and get as much out of these two as we can before we open the chest. Do some intelligence work. Befriended them. Independently ask them some questions and see if when we come together, if those stories match. Probe out what's in the chest before we open it and confirm. Those kind of things.
Not really my style, but fine, I'll handle the halfling. He's scared of me already, so I'll smooth it over and ask a few questions. You take the human. When you're done, call for a rest, and I'll do the same when I'm finished.
Right, we need some solid questions. Basic stuff to start. Jeff, can I take a closer look at the two-seated guys? Maybe it'll ignite a few ideas.
Jeff, if they look over, they'll see me holding the halfling up in one arm, my axe hovering dangerously close to his face.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I have the human now bound on his knees, arrow notched to the back of his head.
We were.
Now this is more like it. I pull my own blade.
Start talking. Who is the academic?
That's his name.
What happened, Taurus?
They started it.
I asked him what they were up to, and he said fishing. Fine. So I started checking out this sweet rod and hook I found, great condition.
Until I pointed out that there was no fish. Can't be very good fishermen if they returned home with no fish.
Why bother coming back with all that equipment and no fish?
Very astute, both of you. I'm impressed. Did you get an answer?
Well, no, I asked nicely, and he said they were fishing. So I asked what was in the chest. He said none of my business.
I asked whose business it was, and he said that it's our employer's.
So I swiped the little one, and now you're caught up.
Look, friends, I don't want to start murder hobo DNA, and there's another channel for that. If he ever decides to do some murders, but I can only hold these guys back so long. In fact, I only met them today. I don't know very well at all. You know we have to?
Wait, that was today. Feels like we've been together for weeks.
If you had no fish and that monster wasn't interested in any of the many bodies around, tell us what's in the chest.
Everyone chill. Donovan, good point, but these guys are survivors. Shipwreck, monster attack. They don't deserve this. We all work for the same guy. They're basically co-workers.
I slowly lower my bow. Wait, now I'm confused.
Hi, confused. I'm Taurus. We're trying to move a chest that could be dangerous, and we need to know what's inside.
You know, as long as we kill both of them, cover up the blood, and throw them back down onto the rocks, no one will know. They will be put down as dead by sea monster or drowning. No one will think to check us.
Now you get it.
Come on, I had it from the start.
Wow, know these guys, as far as we know, are innocent fishermen. We just need time to think of the right questions to ask.
Enough with wasting time asking these guys questions they either don't know or won't talk. The academic is who we're after. We didn't sign up for all this for 30 gold.
Okay, middle ground here. Tie their hands, gag their mouths, and they can carry their friend. Taurus, Bixby, and I will rotate Max, since he's a big boy.
Wait, how are they going to carry him if we tie their hands?
We can use Taurus rigging to loop a couple logs through and make a stretcher. Bixby, can you find some decent-sized posts? Taurus, give him a hand, take a minute to cool off.
All right.
Yippee sounds fun.
Roll survival, Bixby.
I got only an 11. I'm supposed to be good at survival.
You don't have any trouble. You head out and find some small branches. A few crunches and groans echo to Aristos. They return back after only a few short moments.
Suspicious. Anyway, I don't care to hang around enough to investigate that. Let's get this moving. Donovan, you are on chest guarding duties. The rest of us rotate as you get tired. You two know how to get these men to a medical man, right? A healer or a cleric, Mum? We begin to make our way back into the town of Levati.
Excellent. As you trek on, even in the dark, you remember your path well. You're able to shift your makeshift stretchers over the obstacles you face with minimal difficulty. The journey back takes an additional hour and a half as you carry the additional weight and exhaustion of the day.
I'm keeping an eye out for someone to help us. I've had enough of this manual labor.
While several of the Athenian districts hum with activity even after dark, Seraphos is completely still. You don't see a single person?
Dan, I'm not used to all this lifting and moving. In the academy, we always had plenty of help around.
In the distance, you see the welcoming point of light that signifies the siren's call, clearly still someone inside.
I'll storm in ahead, kicking the door wide open. All right, you a bunch of slackers. We've rescued sailors and we need your help. Follow me up the North Road. Move it, up the North Road.
You quickly realize you are still a distance away. It takes you the better part of 15 minutes to arrive at the tavern, moving quickly, but awkwardly holding the chest tightly. As you nudge the front doors, like last time, it swings open easily, revealing a warm and inviting scene and much desired respite from your current conditions. The smell of the hearty beef stew you had for lunch wafts around. As you make your bold entrance, the crowd hesitates for a second before erupting into a drunken celebration. They pour out into the streets, eager to help, many of them following you back into the night with torches, lanterns, and cheers.
Perfect. I'll lead the charge, regaling the crowd with tales of my bravery and the horrors we saw. Once they're all fired up, I'll stop to tie my shoe and quietly sneak back to the pub for some well-earned relaxation.
You just abandoned us, really?
Quite easily, if I'm being honest. You'll be fine. You have the mob.
The three of you see Donovan power forward once on the outskirts of the town, quickly disappearing into the darkness of the night. After a slow, agonizing, and awkward time moving the two still unconscious sailors, you finally see some hope in the form of a growing mob. Without an intelligent word uttered, this crowd quickly descends upon you. At first, many clumsy hands rip the makeshift slings out of your grasp before elevating you all up yourselves. With a few moments of uncomfortable but effortless movement, welcome after such a long day's journey, you find yourself ducking under the doorframe of the siren's call.
That was fun. I wish people carried me like that all the time.
Well, not a bad entrance at all. Usually that's my thing, the drama, the flair, the storytelling. I do love to weave a good tale.
And where exactly did you disappear off to?
I think it's pretty obvious that the call of a hot stew, a refreshing drink, and a pleasant barmaid had me pinned.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I just want a stew. It's on the house right.
Hey, me too.
Within half a moment of uttering the words, 4 more stews are placed on the table. Maybe not as fresh as this afternoon, but still some welcome warmth after being soaked to the bone and caught in the wind.
This is more like the life I am used to, but having had enough of stew for the day, Jeff, I want to get up and mingle with the people of this fine establishment, but I never want to take my hands off the chest.
Wait, you're planning to walk around and talk to people while holding that chest? That's a strange move even for you.
Of course, the people love me. I'm the savior. They will understand.
Speaking of people, I want to approach the barmaid and ask where the people we rescued have gone.
Ah, sweetheart, I'm not sure. I imagine they're with the healers, or maybe with some local wives doing some quick patch-ups. Might be worth checking around.
She goes back to polishing glasses.
She seemed a lot friendlier with Donovan.
What can I say? I've got a special kind of charm. The ladies just can't resist.
The ones you pay, you mean?
As I was saying, Aristos, she's probably exhausted after a long day. Can't blame her for wanting to wrap things up.
She probably doesn't know a dang thing either.
Ask again in the morning, and I'm sure she will be more hospitable. Speaking of, the Akedemik did offer us rooms for the night as part of the deal. Jeff, I make my way up to the bar again and kindly greet Thakia one last time. My lovely Thakia, it's been quite the day for both of us, hasn't it? I've seen where the rooms are. Whenever you're free, would you be so kind as to hand over the keys?
Here you go, darling. Breakfast is 8 to 10, and the egg surprise? Well, it's just more eggs. Don't get your hopes up.
Ah, lovely. Thanks, my dear. We'll settle in ourselves. You have a great night.
See, Aristo's not that hard. If Don can do it.
Hey, now, I have lots of experience in hotel staff. My grandfather, Tiberius, actually made his fortune initially in the hotel trade, providing rooms to the silver miners in North Attica. Well, less the miners and more the owners, foremen, and managers, but they worked for the mines.
And I thought my stories were boring.
That's my life. Some backstory, some may say.
Anyway, enough of this blabbering. Let's get to bed so we can rest and heal. I need every health point I can get.
I grab the chest and make sure to take it to my room. It's sleeping next to me.
As the party makes their way to bed, they walk down the familiar corridor where you've been earlier this afternoon. You each take a room key from Donovan and find the associated room. Inside, they are small but hold a few creature comforts. A small bed covered in some soft woolen blankets, a small lockable desk, and a wardrobe. Well done, everyone. You may all take a long rest.
Tremendous.
Yippee.
Well, hot dang.
Reflecting on the biggest first day in D&D history, I have some quick admin announcements to make. First, when you're hanging around in a tavern or campsite for a while, that's a free short rest. Feel free to roll hit dice or recover spells next time. No need to slow the story for that. The second thing, and I don't want this to break out into a heated discussion yet, is that you have successfully reached level 2. When you wake up tomorrow, you'll be stronger, fitter, and ready for the next adventure.
Even better. Level 2. I'm about to be unstoppable.
Donald, level 2 sorcerer is where things start to get interesting. Hit me up if you need advice. Happy to guide you.
Yeah, I'll browse RPG bot, maybe catch a few YouTube tutorials, and call you between rallies and grilling burgers.
I can't believe you're flipping this gag still.
Well, how about you, George? What's in store for Taurus at level 2?
Gentlemen, there will be plenty of time to discuss all the various classes and choices to be made along the way offline. For now, does anyone have any last-minute activities they would like to do before we close out? This is our first evening, so take a second to pause and reflect upon what kind of nightly activities you might each do, setting the scene for our campaign.
I want to get my adventurers, comb out and comb my fur before bed, then look over my trophy collection from all my coolest monsters. I have a few different teeth, a small collection of scales, and even an ogre's ear. Now that was a fun day filled with lots of great smells. I set them up on the desk.
Boring, Jeff. Just quickly, I would like to do my nightly hair care routine. I need to salvage what I can after being exposed to so much salt for so long. I also take a few coins from my coin purse and move them to the small bag in my backpack, then safely stow them all away.
I am spending time reflecting upon the day's activities. What battle moves might have gone differently and better next time. How we might fared if we had a boat. Those kind of things. After doing that for about an hour and journalizing all my insights.
Of course you journal.
Why am I not surprised, nerd? Do you write poems in there too?
Sometimes. Journaling is a great way to understand the larger picture of the world when seeing only small snippets of it. Journaling helped me in the academy, and it will help us on this grand adventure. I'd then like to look over my spell book and work out the best spells for the constant curveballs I have to expect again tomorrow. Lastly, I want to also reflect, as we all need to, upon some questions for the academic as to why so many parts of this story don't make sense.
Blah, blah, more book stuff, nerd. I sharpen my weapons after any damage from the day and then just jump straight into bed. I am sure exhausted. I'm working harder than a border guard along the Rio Grande.
And on that note, let's wrap it up. But before Obama and the guys dive into the comments, I want to address a special one from Vaz Adabirad's 5040 about my role as Zeus. Chaos getting canceled. What a twist, right? You know, it's a bit like life itself, unpredictable and full of surprises. I have to say, my time working on the show, diving into Greek mythology with gods, monsters, and all that rich storytelling really resonated with me. It's a large part of why I was so receptive when Obama came to me with this whole DM idea. There's just something about weaving together these ancient tales, much like we did in Chaos, that felt right. And of course, Chaos was something special. The story, the world building, it had this grand sense of myth and might that I absolutely loved. But losing something, well, that's often just opening the door to something new, isn't it? We can't be Chaos anymore, but we can take our favorite parts, the essence of it, and weave it into our own story here. That's the beauty of storytelling. It's always evolving, always finding new ways to surprise you.
Beautiful, Jeff. Well, I would also like to acknowledge all our commenters, both new and regular. We love the ideas and the thoughts you have, and they all get noted down. If you're enjoying the series, please let us know below. And if you have ideas, comments, or thoughts, we would love to hear them all.
So many great comments last week about how clutch I was in combat. I knew I would be the master of this game. No one can stop me. No one will dare comment anything different below. They will all approve of me and my strategic gamma ways.
You don't ever stop, do you, Donnie? I will say my thanks to my fans out there. If you have played with a Minotaur or even a Barbarian, please give me some advice for some level 2 and cool combos I can work towards with other players. Help me get good like Donnie. Also, I love so many great comments about some catchphrases, and I will try a few out, but if you have any more neat suggestions, please comment them below.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It has been a wonderful time. I really love getting together with everyone and playing this game, so I hope you come along to join us next session and the one after.
All right, everyone, let's take a moment to reflect. Can you believe we actually dove into a shipwreck and fought a sea serpent? What a wild start.
You bet. I was just itching for combat. Jeff really knows how to set the stage. I mean, jumping into the water like that. Tactical genius.
Genius? Please, it was a reckless leap, but hey, I'll take the glory of saving the day with my incredible spell work. Can you believe the power I wield?
You did pull that off pretty well, Don. I mean, what was it? Fairy fire. I thought you were all flash and no substance.
Flash. That was pure skill, Joe. You just sit back and watch the magic unfold. Plus, it helped that you were all in danger. I couldn't let my team fall.
And let's not forget Taurus here. Charging in head first like the brave warrior you are. You nearly took the serpent down yourself.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure the team was safe. Besides, I was raging. It was time to show that serpent what a longhorn can do.
You definitely made a statement, Taurus. But now I'm curious, what's next? We survived our first combat, and we've got this academic to meet. What's the plan, folks?
Well, I think we need to figure out what that chest was all about and why those guys were protecting it. There's more to this story, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
And that academic better appreciate the efforts we put in. I expect some serious rewards for our service.
Rewards? I'm all in for treasure. I mean, what else are we doing here? Stay deeper.
Exactly. And let's make sure we stick together. We don't want to get split up again, especially with whatever else is lurking out there. Who knows what kind of monsters are waiting for us?
Right. Let's keep our eyes peeled and make smart moves. With the way we handled that serpent, I think we can take on anything. We've got this.
Agreed. We're a tremendous team. And just wait until I unleash my full potential next round. They won't know what hit them.
Just remember, Don, teamwork makes the dream work. Let's get moving and see what other adventures await us. I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, let's hop to it.
All right, fellas, let's talk strategy. We're closing in on level 2, and I think we should make the most of it. Any thoughts on how you'll upgrade your abilities?
Oh, I've got big plans. At level 2, I get danger sense, advantage on dex saves if I see the threat coming, and of course reckless attack means I'll get to charge in all out, full force.
Advantage on all attacks? Not bad, George. I might just keep you around, but let's be real. Level 2 isn't exactly mind-blowing for a sorcerer. Another spell slot is fine, but my big power is meta magic, changing how my spells hit, controlling the battlefield.
Level 2's not bad for wizards either. I get to pick my arcane tradition. I'm going evocation. Nothing like sculpting spells so my area attacks won't accidentally take you all out with me.
Oh, good. So I won't end up like that crispy halfling on the boat. Thanks, Aristos. As for me, I'm getting action surge. 1 extra action per turn, once per short rest. I think it's going to come in handy, don't you think?
It's about time you have something to work with, Joey. Just make sure you're not asleep when the time comes. But trust me, when we're both at full power, we'll make a great team.
I like where this is going. Between my rage, Biden's action surge, and your magic, we've got all fronts covered. We'll be unstoppable.
And let's make sure we have a backup plan if things go sideways. Donnie, since you're flexible with spells, maybe focus on support magic to give us more options. And Biden, that extra action might be best spent covering our escape if things get hairy.
Escape? What's that? Just kidding. But sure, I'll keep my action surge ready. Wouldn't want to leave anyone behind.
Glad to hear it, Sleepy Joe. But escape? Hardly my style. I'm going all in. And with my meta magic, I'll make sure our foes regret ever crossing us. Tremendous potential, folks.
All right, sounds like we've got a plan. Now let's hit that level up and keep the momentum going. Next time we face something like that sea serpent, we'll be ready.
Couldn't agree more. Let's get ready to show this academic what a team of real adventurers can do.